Make it so.
All right, let's pull up that and that. And okay, hello Internet. Welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse number 12. We are live here on Twitch. And of course, as I say that, that is when Davis walks away. I'm not surprised. In the least bit. So welcome. I have a couple things to say. Thank you, Stumpomatic, for the follow. But I have a couple things to say, announcements that hopefully will fill the gap until he returns. And then we'll be in a better spot. So, tomorrow is the last Tuesday of the month, so that is Evil Game. So once a month, at the last Tuesday of every month, here behind me in person, we play an evil campaign where all the characters are evil, and we're doing evil things. A lot of people say that would be really cool to try. How does that work in practice? Well, we're 2 episodes in, we haven't killed each other yet. So, apparently it works for at least 2 episodes. But the more interesting part is that it was... We're live. I'm filling the gap till you got back. The more interesting part is that it was Celine's birthday, not last week, but the week before. And we did it last year for her birthday. We called it hashtag Tuesday Drunk last year, where we got hammered during the course of the game. Everybody, DM and players included, and we just let whatever happen. It's a year later. We're going to do it again, but now it's for Evil Game. So now it's hashtag Evil Drunk. But more importantly, the link I just put into the chat is the Nerd Immersion drinking game for our D&D that we made up. So this can be played during any of our streams. But that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow night during the game. So if you guys want to play along tonight in this game, you can. If you want to play along on any video, watching it, a VOD, or otherwise, you can. But that's what we're going to be doing to get drunk tomorrow night. So if you want to play along, that's the link. And we tried to keep everything very...
These rules are dangerous. Have you read these rules, Ted?
I put the rules together, yes.
Have you read these rules, Ted? These will get you drunk.
We did it once, and it worked out well.
This will get you drunk.
Wow. If I didn't have work at 7 in the morning, I'd totally be playing right now.
Yeah, that's the fun part, and they're stream agnostic, so you can play them on any one of our games. So you could play it tonight if you're in the chat and you wanted to. You could play it tomorrow when we're going to do it, or you could do it on any other Monday if you really want to get day drunk. When we do the 5-hour Curse of Strahd streams from like noon to 5, you could do it then. It's really up to you guys. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. And again, also, folks, feel free to take and adapt those rules for your own campaigns. Use them as they stand, or adapt them as you will for any of your games if you want to add a little fun extra element. Again, please drink responsibly. We're all adults here, but make smart decisions.
No, we're not.
Yes, Mrs. Pell, I will put the link once more in the chat for the folks here that you would like to see our Nerd Immersion D&D drinking game. Second order of business, we do not have a Brittany tonight, and that is because she is taking care of Brian, who had surgery. So, obviously, understandable. So, without... we're not, obviously, the role play from the Lilith side will probably be a little on the lesser piece, as I can't pretend to be Brittany. I mean, I can, but we'll see how that goes.
I was gonna say, you nailed Bucky.
I tried Ozzy very hard last time.
Yeah, you did. You really did nail the Ozzy.
You'll have to watch the video, and I'm very excited to see
it's pretty good.
So we'll see how it goes tonight. And that is pretty much it, guys. So we're going to roll into Princess of the Apocalypse. To give you guys a little primer of what happened last time, the party, that is, cleared out the remainder of the Sacred Stone Monastery. We spent a couple episodes there dealing with various things. We spent some time talking to our favorite friend, Renwick Caradun, the Lich. But more importantly, they cleared out any remaining enemies that they found. They acquired... they went to the library. They acquired some scrolls. They acquired some gold and trinkets. They freed all of the prisoners. sent them on their way. They returned the stolen books to the dwarf, the remaining, at least visible, member of the Mirabar delegation. He's the only one that they know the whereabouts. They know the whereabouts of some, and some were taken elsewhere, but he was set free. And then basically, after obtaining a set of sweet Janis Joplin sunglasses that allow Lilith to shoot laser beams from her eye, a la Cyclops from the X-Men, they returned to Summit Hall to report to Lady Stormbanner their findings, except for the part where Renwick Caradun is alive, and we're going to join the party the next morning. But I did want to let you know, Bucky, because this is probably the most important part, which I did read and people did take notes, but I will give you this piece, which was some stuff that they obtained in the library. Notes from Marlos Unrail, Ernrail rather, the Mandusa.
Ah, yes. Mandusa. Mandusa.
The Mandusa. This is what they were able to gather. Basically, it was, and I had you make the roll, so you're the one who should probably know this.
Okay.
But basically, it's a smattering of notebooks. There's books as in a true library, but this is more like journals and manifestos. And what you were able to glean from all of those is the following information. He is the prophet of Earth, or at least he says that he is. He also says that he was drawn to a place called the Fane, Fane, of the Eye by powerful visions. There he found Iron Fang, the holy implement of earth power, and took it for his own. He established the Temple of Black Earth beneath the dwarven stronghold that exists beneath the Sacred Stone Monastery. You guys made the relatively reasonable assumption that the door you couldn't get through, it's down there. And he nurtures something called the Black Geode. And when all is ready, the ever-growing mountain shall come and remake these lands in his own image.
Ain't that some shit?
Those were the kind of the big things that you guys found.
Right. Yep. Okay.
And then through a little bit of combined research and history from the group, you had learned that the term the ever-growing mountain refers to a great earth elemental evil, as it were, to not put the exact name on it, but to put the exact name on it. Of Ogremok is the name of this ancient being. And the only reason Ozzy knew a little bit about it is from his studies. There was talk of how he caused Ogremok's beings and Ogremok's influence had caused some trouble for Neblin gnomes in the Underdark.
Okay.
Don't be a gnome in the Underdark.
So.
Not going to go well for you.
No, it's not.
No, it's not a good time.
Not a good time to be a gnome in the Underdark.
No.
And that was the only other thing specifically that I wanted to make sure. I know everybody took notes, but you were the one who made the check specifically about it.
Okay.
So I want to make sure you had that.
Okay.
And I think that's it from my notes from last time. And with that, we will jump right in to... Let me just check these real quick. Yep, that was it. Okay. So we're going to jump right in. So we're going to pick up in the morning after you guys have all gotten a long rest and copied spells or whatever you had to do at Summit Hall. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm currently memorizing some spells because I haven't finished organizing my new ever-growing spell book.
Yeah, breakfast? Ignite, breakfast.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can get, again, Summit Hall is a military organization, military structured, so you're going to get, a military base breakfast kind of situation. It's nothing too crazy.
don't need it to be special.
Just, sausage,
Is it
eggs.
warm?
ham.
As long as it's warm.
It's warm. It's like
Okay, cool.
You've got like I mean I guess the Knights of Samalar they're somewhat prestigious. So I will say that you could have eggs. Eggs is a reasonable thing to have. Eggs and bread. Well, in my brain,
aren't we lucky?
in my brain, I'm thinking like hardtack and gruel and like
right,
porridge.
yeah, sure.
But they're more elite, so like eggs and probably and you know what they do
eggs and
have.
gruel.
They do
Nice.
have some animals that they do kind of keep for food, so there's probably a meat of some kind, whether it's sausage or bacon or steak, but like something along those lines. It's serviceable, right? It's not gourmet cooked, but it's good.
Are we alone in the mess hall, or like wherever they eat communally?
Eventually, we can say you can be, sure, depending on if you guys stay longer or whatever the case is, you could be there alone.
I will eat my eggs slowly. That's to wait out.
Sure. Eventually, they'll have to go out and do their various duties, and they will leave. And you guys are alone.
David, okay, cool. And Ozzy, are you in the room with us looking at your spells?
I definitely have my spell book open right now, and I'm like putting like tabs in there because I got all these new spells and stuff. So I'm like organizing all of my notes, and like it's like a mess, and there's like food somewhere in like all of this paper, and I'm just like eating it with my hand while writing. I got like mage hand pulling a fork.
There you go.
I'm a mess.
So I guess while we're sitting here making a mess, Igni leans in and goes, "So are we really going to steal the body?"
Not right now.
Well, no shit, it's not. I mean, it doesn't seem like a very good idea to just go steal it. But I mean, are we going to do it?
No, I feel like stealing the body right now is not a good idea.
Perfect use of mage hand. So what now? I feel like we are a little too deep into all of this to just say, well, screw the Medusa and his scary cavern. No?
Did you guys bring up, or correct me, and if you haven't, that's fine too. Did you... I know you had gotten the information, and you gotten his name and gotten this information. Did you tell anybody this, or were you guys kind of keeping this under wraps? I know, obviously, Igni was, but... I
was about to say, Brittany did all the talking. Okay, I said Lilith did all the talking. Igni does not talk to the soldiers. So that was all on her.
Lilith does this. We just stand there silently. I hold out a maple
right, and nod, yeah.
I guarantee I've had my nose in a book since we got here, so...
Alright, fair enough. So we'll say that these conversations happened. We have two things that she was able to get, bringing up names to Lady Stormbanner, who then could have communicated with her friends in the Order of the Gauntlet. For regarding Marlos, and again, the Order of the Gauntlet is not as knowledgeable. There are obviously other factions that are much better with information, like the Zentarum or the Harpers. The Order of the Gauntlet has serviceable information, but they could basically, but they're not really providing you anything that you don't know. That Marlos, the Knights of Samalar, have heard of a male Medusa said to possess the Iron Fang, and they specifically know that it is a war pick, which is something new that you guys did not know. You knew, per what you got last time, that Marlos said he claimed Iron Fang, the holy implement of Earth, but now you know that it is a weapon, and that it is a war pick. That's the only new information. They can obviously reach out, but that's the newest information that they can provide to you regarding Marlos.
All right.
So let me get this straight. It's a war pick, meaning that's like a name for it, or like uses a war pick, or like
that is the information that they have. The Iron Fang war pick. Your assumption would lead, because as a character who lives in a D&D universe, that a war pick is a type of martial weapon.
A martial weapon. Okay, that's
it is. It is no different mechanically than a Morning Star or a longsword or a battle axe or a hammer. It's just a pick, so it's a D8 piercing weapon, if you want to think about it that way, that uses strength. Typically used for mining, and then was later weaponized is the nature of how war picks became a weapon.
So what you're saying is someone went mining and then turned around and was like, I could probably kill someone with this.
Pretty much. Probably a gnome in the Underdark.
Yeah, probably. Because he had to.
Okay.
And then the only other thing, because you guys did bring up the notes that, or did you not bring up the notes that you had that one note you took from Feathergale Spire? Did she I don't remember if you guys communicated that.
I don't think we gave that to them.
Yeah, couldn't remember if you.
I don't think we gave that to them or brought it up.
Then that is what
I don't think we realized we should have.
If you think that as a group decision, that's a thing you would have brought up now that you're having that realization, sort of metagaming it, I can give you a little more information, but if not...
I mean...
Alright, I'll give it to you. It's fine. We can say that she brought up the not the contents of a note, just that Arisi, the name, that it was mentioned there. And that is basically regarding that name. The only thing the Order of the Gauntlet was able to turn up was that Hippogriff riders are pledging personal fealty to a tall, slender moon elf.
I hate elves.
That's all you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now just more people I don't know. Where can this moon elf? Do we have any information about where it is? They are located.
You don't. The only thing you have is the information from the notes at Feathergale Spire, and that note only said.
Water. I have that note.
Yeah, I think you do.
Right. Haha. Right there.
There you go.
There it is. Black Earth Cult, woman from Waterdeep prisoner. Waterdeep. Oh.
Yeah, the noble woman from Waterdeep has an interesting tale to tell. We'll
I say we go here.
Interrogating her further. Keep a close eye on the Sacred Stone Monastery. Your beloved queen, Arisi Kalanoth.
Right, I have that. Arisi Kalanoth, queen. It was in a leather case.
Yes, you have.
So they have a prisoner from Waterdeep?
That is what the note says, and this was to the Thurl Maraska, the guy who had endeavored, had propositioned Igni for some fun times.
Right. Yes. Okay, so they have a prisoner from Waterdeep. We don't know the name of this prisoner, though, do we?
A noble woman is all you have.
I see. It seems to me that we need more information on this woman from Waterdeep. We could go and snoop about and see if there is missing noble woman, yeah?
In Waterdeep? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go to Waterdeep. That's fine with me.
I've only been there once.
I have not been in 60 years to Waterdeep.
I was just there.
Are you calling me old? I am not old.
No.
Miss Elf. I don't know, Elf. How old are you?
I don't know.
I am 119 years old.
Okay.
How
old are you?
I'm 119 years old.
No, you're not. Truly, that is what it says right here on my sheet. I do not lie. So, but the long time. It's been a long time. We can travel to that piece of shit town. I'm fine with that idea.
Wait, you're 119 years old?
Mm-hmm.
You are exactly 100 years older than Ozzy.
Oh, you're so young. I wish I could ask my moral compass, but she is not here.
Well, she is there, and we'll say that as you're about to ask her something, and she's about to respond, she gestures with her hand and hits a spoon, and there is, she didn't realize that the spoon is resting on top of, like, a coffee cup, and the coffee cup flies up.
No.
Hits her in the throat, and she's like, "What, Igni? What did you have to say?"
It's Batman! Batman, Lilith!
There's is the darkest night. Okay.
What did you want to ask me?
It's not the accent we deserve, but it's the accent we need.
I got this. I just, what do you think? Do you think we should stay focused on moving the body we are so adamant of taking home to the place we just fucking left? Or should we maybe dig up some more information on this letter we found at Feathergear Spire? Which is leading us, I feel, in my gut of gut, to Waterdeep.
She will say, I don't think we should try and steal the body now. It's a little too difficult to remove. If we were to get some sort of extra planar storage device, like a bag of holding, could put it in there. A body will fit inside and easily be extricated. No one will be the wiser.
So you say we get body?
Yes.
We could buy a bag of holding in Waterdeep.
And put the body inside.
A few connections, we might be able to find something along those lines. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's.
You can find anything in Waterdeep.
She goes, also probably potions because we're very reckless.
I am no such thing. I am no such thing. I live my life with caution.
She says, also, Gremlin needs a very fancy harness.
And you could use some throat lozenges.
Yes, my throat is hurting.
In Waterdeep too.
We could most likely find a potion for that in Waterdeep to help with that.
Thank you, also Stump-O-Matic, for the subscribe, by the way.
Hey,
Stump-O-Matic.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
Where was we could tea for these yes.
Yeah, that would be
for that,
probably
croak
ideal.
in your throat.
Yes, I feel like it'll probably be around for a little while, but tea will definitely help.
Can you drink it on the road? It is morning. I say we travel while there's daylight.
Yes, it'll take us a little while to get to Waterdeep.
It is true, and it is, I'm guessing, dangerous path. Are we going to come across a farm and a farmer and
it's a
his
bit of a
family?
ways out from Red Lodge, I would think. I assume, right?
No, I have a map for this.
Yeah,
I have a map for that.
Have to look at it. I was busy preparing other things rather than preparing the road to Waterdeep.
Well, that seems reasonable. I mean, if what you're saying, Ted, is that you don't want us to have to roll to travel to Waterdeep,
we could just be there.
We could just be there.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, I need to determine how many days pass.
Oh.
Less for you guys for random encounters, maybe 1 or 2, but more to see how long you are on the road. So I think the Dungeon Master's Guide or the Player's Handbook says 24 miles is a reasonable travel on foot.
On foot. But we have horses, and she has magical pony.
Yeah. So why don't we just
actually found a map.
Okay, great. Well, I was gonna say, why don't we just up that? I don't know. We want to say.
I want to think it was 3 days the last time we talked about this, Ted.
I don't remember because it was a while since we came from Red Larch to Waterdeep.
Let me pull this. There's a map. There's a map for this in Slack. Right.
Well, the original map in Slack. Mrs. Powell, Lilith has a magical elk named Gremlin.
Oh, I am sorry. Magical deer.
Is a magical elk named Gremlin. You can see next to her little image what the elk looks like. Green, orange horns, kind of like a purplish body. It's a fey creature. It's got basically statistically an elk, but it has 6 intelligence as opposed to the elk's normal 1 or 2.
It is smart deer. Pretty. It also is great in battle.
Well, yes, it's done very well in battle.
It's been very helpful.
And Brittany had told me the only thing that she wanted if you guys went to Waterdeep was potions and perhaps a handsome harness for Gremlin. Conversations.
Make the pony more pretty. The deer more pretty.
It's okay. You can still call it. I like that.
I love that Iggy doesn't actually know what the hell it is. I am not smart. It's fine.
So let me get a. Sorry, guys, for the stall here. either way, it's going to take a minimum of at least 3 to 5 days, easily.
I remember the other day I found a map. Someone like overlaid the Sword Coast map with the Princes of the Apocalypse map and like showed the distance between the two, but I can't find it now.
Let me just pull. I can just make it. Let me just pull up a Sword
I feel
Coast
like I
map
remember
real
just
quick.
being like 3 days.
I feel like
I think it's longer than that, just because.
there's the road.
It's like a couple. It's like 100 miles away.
Yeah,
Horse
you guys
can-
are
How
in.
miles can a horse go in a day?
Well, let's see. If 24 miles is on foot, and that's an average of, let's say, 30 feet movement speed, and a horse is 60, I don't know if 50 miles a day travel or 48 miles a day is ridiculous for a horse.
It's 40.
Is it 40? We'll call it
40.
40. We'll call it 40 because that's
It's
what
40
you said.
miles.
We'll call it 40. So
So how many miles is it to Waterdeep?
You know what? How much money you want to bet I can Google this?
you might be able to. Problem is, all my maps are so fuzzy because none of them are.
Where are we
updated.
coming from? We're coming from Summit Hall.
Yeah.
Let's just see if it'll
Okay,
get
let's
that.
try it.
Yep. Okay. Here we go.
That's what Google's for.
Don't you fucking know it? Look at this. Here, I'm sending this to you, Ted.
Okay.
Google it.
What did you Google?
Exactly what we asked. How far is it from from point A to point B, basically? At least this is better. So Belliard to Summit Hall is about a day and a half. So at least we have reference points now. Waterdeep to
Okay, that gives
Oh.
me. That's enough of a reference. We've
Yeah,
got,
there you go. I thought we could at least do
We've
that
got. Let's see.
for chat, just in case you too would like. some.
Red Larch to Amphale is 3.5 days. That puts us down there.
And another 3 days to Waterdeep from there.
Waterdeep. Okay.
So it is a week.
It's at least a week. Well, you guys are coming from Summit
Still
Hall.
near bar.
To get to Wamford, it's 3 days. To get from Wamford to Golden Fields, if you guys go... Are you guys going to travel on the road, or are you going to travel over land? What's your thought?
Why would we not travel on the road? Ooh.
I think we're traveling over land.
Stick to
aren't
the path.
Okay.
Even stick to the
Yes.
path.
So let's see. We'll go...
So that's by horseback. It would be 3 days. By foot, it would be 6. But we all have horses.
Correct.
Right. So it would be, let's see, Summit Hall to...
My trusty steed, Morty.
So Wamford is 3 days. So that gets you down to Wamford. Wamford over to Red Larch looks to be about another 3 days. That's 6 days. To go down the long road to from Amphale, that'll get you another 3 days. So you
Okay.
gotta go
9.
from Red Larch. So we're at 9.5. Yeah, it's about a 10 days travel, we'll say. 12
That's
days
smart.
or so, roughly.
That is long time on road.
Yeah. So I mean, more that's for if you guys have any specific things you want to do. Like Bucky, I think you said, or Ozzy already copied in all of his spells. But if not, you have 12 days to do so on the road. And I will have you guys roll. Yeah, go ahead and everybody roll me a d20.
Oh, I did not roll very well.
I
A
gotta
3.
choose wisely here.
I rolled my big one. I got a new big dice.
Oh, look, I got a 3-2. Twins.
I got an 8.
Lilith, you'll use this blue die. I'll reserve this one for Lilith. Lilith got an 8 as well, so double
Hey.
twinsies. So we'll say, because that'll cover the whole time period, that nothing of consequence happens, because nothing ever happens with you guys when it comes to.
We make our own fun, Tim.
We're experts at avoiding conflict.
Yeah, we're great negotiators.
or you only attack things when they're sleeping.
Are we
Well, okay, that's
It's the best way to attack things.
They can't attack you back.
Yeah, that's right. That's called strategy, Ted. That's a plan in the making.
You missed that part.
So what if in the making?
You missed that, Bucky, that I gave them no rolls necessary for their favored terrain and their favored enemy, which is
The bedroom.
sleeping enemies asleep in their beds is their favorite enemy and their favorite terrain.
Got it.
As long as there's no Nothing that's super important. I just let them kill it. So, okay. However, I will say that on the first day, basically, once you guys get out of Summit Hall and are gearing up your horses and slinging your packs on your shoulders and everything to get ready to head out, Vanan, you feel that your pack is significantly heavier than you thought you remember it being when you left Sacred Stone Monastery. Now, maybe it's not, and that's just because you were adrenaline, killing people in their sleep, got you all pumped up, so a little bit of extra weight, you didn't feel anything. But now, you do feel as though your pack is heavier than it was.
Well, I'm gonna look at it.
Okay, it looks like a pack.
Okay. Take it off. I'm gonna be like, that's odd.
What is?
My bag's heavy for some reason.
Doesn't it have shit in it?
Well,
Like
yeah,
not
I mean,
actual
yeah,
shit, but it's got stuff in it. Yeah.
Well, you can
Well,
figure
have
out.
it-
You can figure out what's in the way if you just open it up.
That's right.
Yeah,
This one here is so smart.
It's okay.
Do you
You
want
do
me to
it.
mage hand
Should
it
we?
open? I
Should
can
we?
just open it up.
Should we count down?
No, I'm good. I open the bag.
Yeah.
Do you open it and look in? Do you dump it out?
I'm not looking at. I'm looking at them. I just open it.
Just sucks it all on the floor.
I don't know. That's a Vanan thing to
Probably
do,
a
so
super
I don't
random
know.
thing to
Yeah.
do.
So you open up the bag, and the
Well-
bag is now open.
Yes.
And it's just filled to the brim with maple candies.
I'm just.
It's
Okay.
a lifetime supply.
So Ozzy, you can make me a perception check because he hasn't taken his eyes off of you as he's opened his bag.
Oh no. Can I be ready for something? I have
Perception, you said?
Yeah, perception. Well, anybody
19.
who's all right, that's good enough. There is about yay big, looks like a spherical boulder in his bag.
No.
What?
Is your bag bigger on the inside?
Vanan, what the hell is that?
Why did you take
I
that?
don't know what you're talking about.
He's
Why
not,
does he
he's
have
not
a
looking
boulder?
in the bag. He's just looking at you.
Who did you put that? Did you take these from the monastery? The thief is asking you if you took something.
You roll me a percentile real quick.
Who?
Davis. Yeah, Vanan.
Okay.
Oh god, here we go.
Shit.
All right.
Is this about that bear and its little stones?
82.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh.
it's a grayish color rock. Grayish color stone.
I take.
Touch it. Touch it. Touch
Can
it.
I make some sort of arcana check
That is like.
You
to see if this is like some sort of a magic boulder or if it's just a weird thing that.
Yeah,
why would you put
I
a
guess I'll
boulder in the bag?
investigate it too. I don't have
I
arcana.
don't know. This just kind of feels like the kind of thing that would happen to kids.
I rolled a 28 arcana check.
Okay.
Wow.
Let me
Well-
see what everybody. That is. I'll put a pin in that. Is it? What else does everybody else do? Van, what are you doing?
I don't do nothing.
You're not gonna investigate.
I did, but it wasn't very good. It was like a 6.
Looks like a rock.
It's a big one.
Here, Rickney.
I don't. It's just a rock.
So you lift it out of. I'm assuming you take it
Oh.
out of your bag.
No,
Yeah.
I'm holding the
No,
bag.
don't-
Oh, holding the bag open.
I don't want to touch the rock.
You don't want to touch. Okay.
Ozzy, what do you see? What is it?
What do I
Ozzy,
see with my magic
uh,
eyes?
With your magic eyes, you don't.
What do you see with you?
You don't know of any in your studies of arcane rocks. That's
Mhm,
not.
mhm.
I mean, there are arcane rocks, but not usually
Usually in gem form.
in gem form or small pearls,
Yeah.
or things of that nature. Not like the good old, Big B's boulder of
Enlarge,
backpack.
reduce.
Yeah, right. So this is a little strange to you. It doesn't seem to be I mean, right now it looks like a boulder, like a small boulder. It does not seem to be arcane in
Mhm.
nature. Granted, you can only see what is facing inside the bag, like what you
Right.
can see. You don't know. I mean, you might turn it over and there's an arcane glyph on the back,
Right, right.
and that answers that whole question.
I'm assuming this isn't gonna work, but can I try to mage hand the boulder out of it? I'm assuming it's too heavy for that.
It's more than 10 pounds.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
It's more than 10 pounds?
Yeah. Actually,
That's a big old. That's a rock.
That's a
well,
big old
also I want to point out, yes, Celeste, I will write up Big B's boulder backpack. The spell.
That's a good spell.
I will make that spell.
What every great adventurer needs.
I'm just gonna take my.
Actually,
dagger.
I'm gonna say your mage hand goes under it, and at first, it can't lift it, like it's too heavy. But as you're trying with the mage hand to put all the force into it, you manage to kind of levitate it out of the bag.
Oh.
And then you move the hand away, and the rock stays.
What?
Aye. Aye.
It's about 5 feet off the ground.
I reach out and grab it.
Don't. Oh, touchy.
You got it.
Yeah.
Don't touchy.
You have have this boulder.
I got it. Like kind of like zombie like sort of just mesmerized and just like. Grab the floating rock.
Okay, and you have the floating rock in your hands. You can feel that it does have heft to it, but it is currently aloft.
All right.
You could have touched that rock at any point. You wait till it's floating on its own to want to put your fingers all over it.
Well, I thought maybe it was I was concerned that it was an egg or something.
Dave or Vanan, make me a perception check at advantage.
All right.
Somebody's going to die. Is there anything written on it?
There's
No, it's not.
now you can see the whole thing. You realize that there's something.
I say we break the fucker open.
I got a 19.
Okay. As you're holding the rock and kind of bring it a little bit closer to kind of do one of these, inspect it. It is still floating, but you kind of like, nope, nothing on this. And as you sort of look back, you notice, as you're holding it there, that you're looking at an eyeball.
Oh!
That has, like an eye has like opened in the rock and is looking at you. And then a second eye opens in the rock. There are two eyes looking at you.
Oh!
What do you see, Vanan?
Talk to it.
Hold on, out of game, did he just find a fucking Geodude?
Maybe.
I don't even know. You have vine creature, you have rock creatures. Everybody's got the fucking creature.
Oh.
Talk to it. Say words.
Guys, I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
You notice that the chat is on point.
Hey, I'm Dwayne.
You notice that an arm comes out of this, like it was sort of like two arms come out from the inside this rock. That were not there. You notice that before it seemingly looked like a natural boulder.
Did I just find a Geodude?
You did just find a fucking
and
Geodude.
then it has. You realize that in its hand, it opens up its palm. And it stretches out its hand, and there is something in it, and is offering it to you.
Oh my god. Stop touching the rock, it's growing. It hurts. It's not supposed to go. Somebody take it, get it, Ozzy. Go get it.
I don't know what to do.
I'll mage hand its hand out.
It seems to be okay. And it's staring at you. You can make me an insight check. Or a nature check. Vanan.
Okay.
Insight or nature, whichever you prefer.
Probably nature. Yeah, nature seems like the way to go. Yes, it's pretty good. It's 8. It's an 8.
An 8?
Just an 8?
8 total.
Just an 8 total. It seems friendly, like it wants to hang out, and it looks like it's trying to give you something. As you have it, as the mage hand, it sees the mage hand. It like closes up over the thing for the mage hand.
It doesn't like me. I pull
And
the mage
then
hand back.
reaches it back out to you
Okay.
Get it. Do it.
I'm like,
Don't,
hey, buddy.
don't anger the rock man. Just take what he has.
Yeah, take his offering, goddammit.
Take what the rock man has.
Okay, you get this, and it is a chunk of some sort of rock type, almost fossilized looking material that is like plates, 3 plates. It's only about this big. It's like 3 plates, and then there's sort of some bumpy, rocky areas, and then there's an opening that sort of looks almost like an eye. And you can make me another nature check.
Okay.
It's not an evolution stone, Celeste.
Oh, that's much better. 21.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey,
This looks remarkably like a piece of those weird rock underground acid-spitting lobster creatures that you fought in the hills. This looks like a piece,
right.
like it looks like it's the eye and like a chunk of some of it, but it's old and seemingly like petrified or fossilized or something.
I'm
Really?
like,
Will you
Yeah.
ask it why it wants us to have these?
I ask it why it wants us to have this.
It doesn't. It seem you get the feeling from looking at it that it understands what you're saying, but that it cannot speak.
What's it? What's
wait,
it?
wait.
Where did you come from?
Perhaps I can translate for you. Hold on. I want to speak in primordial
Okay.
to the creature.
Oh.
Okay. When you speak to it in primordial, in the sub-dialect of Terran, which is a piece of primordial's 4 separate languages that comprise primordial as a whole: Aquan, Terran, Ignan,
Orin.
and Orin. Yes, one for each thing. So in when you start to speak, you can see that there's more recognition to speaking primordial. And it turns and it looks to you, and it's still holding the thing out to. Or Vanan took it. He took it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it will pull its arms back in and sort of like cross its arms. And he looks to you, and because it will look, acknowledge, and it will say, let me just get, because there's a picture, by the way, of
Oh.
Ooh.
this. It will say, how do I want to make the voice for this? I have to think about this. So I'm going to be beholden to this forever.
Oh.
It will say, I'm just going to go with my regular voice because I don't feel like making another, because I'm going to be stressed on my...
Ted,
That's fine.
Ted, your Ted voice is enough.
Thank you. It says,
Yeah.
That's
it
good.
says Geonid.
Geonid.
Is
If
that-
you take this and remove the legs, it looks sort of like that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Can-
that's horrifying.
It's
It's really scary.
kind of cute.
But also, again, as I stated last time, fun fact, this is not the stat block, but these are actual 5e creatures, by the way, folks. This is in an
Oh.
official D&D document. This is
Offici-
the Tortle package. It is one
Oh,
of the
I see.
creatures at the end. So,
Oh.
yes. When he says this, it just sounds to you, Vanan, to you, Igni, and to Lilith, like rocks in like a tumbler, like grinding gravel, when they're having this conversation in Terran.
I'll say to him, "Hello, who sent you?"
And it will point at itself, and it will say, Geonid.
I'll turn to the group and say,
You get
"So
anywhere?
this is Geonid."
This is good. Why is he here?
Are you
He
put my hand out to
says
shake his hand.
And he shakes your hand. It's a sturdy grip.
Is he?
he says
it
he
Rock
sent
solid, if
himself.
you will.
Is it? Does it not speak? Can you
It-
speak to it?
Only says Geonid.
Well, that's not fucking helpful. Is it planning on coming with us?
I'll ask Geonid.
Please.
Are you planning on coming with us?
And it just kind of like looks at you and says, Geonid.
Igni is perturbed. Igni is super perturbed. Yeah.
Hey,
You know.
I kind of like this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
And it kind of like floats. It floats over next to you, and just kind of is just like arms crossed, like hanging out next to you.
Do you eat? Would you like something to eat? Do you eat food?
The rock does he eat?
I don't know. Maybe he likes gems or something. I don't know what we eat.
When you say gems,
the gemstones. Igni puts her fist down.
it will nod and say, well, kind of like its whole body moves because it doesn't nod, and it says, Geonid.
Oh, all right.
Geo.
He can have the dirt. He can have the rocks, but he will not have the gemstones.
Geonid. And its eyebrows kind of get sad. Because this one has eyebrows other than that image, because we'll make it more like a Geonid.
You could have one gemstone.
We have several, don't we? We have like a bunch of 10 GP stones. I'm not saying that out loud.
Also, Ozzy, with your 28 Arcana check from before, you realize that again, this is it's a natural creature. It is an elemental, most likely, based on what it's speaking and its appearance. So it wouldn't technically. You've never heard of an elemental like this, but it clearly seems to be some kind of elemental. But with that Arcana check, there's something about that thing that it handed over to Vanan.
You want to look at it, Oz?
Sure. I'll take a look at what you have.
Yes, it's old part of creature.
Does Geonid let me hold on to the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's okay.
All right, I'll take a look at it, see what it is, and see if I can identify what it is.
Yeah, you can. You can take. I mean, you guys can do this now and move. You realize that it doesn't have the ability. You guys can go. It doesn't have the ability to fly, like as in like off into forever. But it doesn't have to, as it has no feet. It would have to walk on its hands.
Can I put it on the back of Vanan's horse and he just like I picture like motorcycle stuff.
Yep, totally.
His arms around
But
Vanan.
it can float. It can hover about 5 feet or so off the ground, so it doesn't actually add any weight to the horse.
It just hangs on.
It's just yeah.
Can I just tie a piece of rope to it?
Yeah.
Like a balloon.
Like a leash.
Yeah, if you want to, sure. And we could say this
RG,
you guys,
I believe.
after this encounter, you head out, right? So as you're heading out, you're able to identify this thing is magical in nature.
Okay.
Basically, it is a petrified eye and a piece of Ankeg carapace. And it is a totem of the Ankeg. So what this does is it is attunement to use it. But if you attune to it, while you have it on your person somewhere, you can use an action to spit a line of acid from your own mouth. Does not harm you. 30-foot line, 5 foot wide. Anybody in that line has to make a dex save or take 3d6 acid damage. Half on a success. Once you use this property, you can't use it again unless you spend a hit die during a short or long rest to recharge it. You don't get the health from recharging it, but the infusion of the hit die recharges the item.
Do you have to, do you wear it? Do you hold it?
It just has to be somewhere on your body and
On
you'd be
the person, okay.
on your person and attuned to it.
So I'll relay that to everybody else and say, is there anyone that would like to spit acid?
Yeah, I get.
I mean,
I spit some acid.
who doesn't? Yeah, who doesn't want to spit a little acid?
Lilith points poignantly at her glasses and says, "I'm good." And then because it's the first day, she's just like, pew! And shoots a beam off and like blows up a rock. And it's like,
I mean, I can shoot acid whenever I want, so.
Do you want Rochambeau? Can we even Rochambeau?
You know what, Vanan? I feel like if there is, an A++ spitter in the group,
I feel like it's you.
Oh, really? I thought it was you.
It's funny. Oh, we will think.
This is the. I mean, why don't we? Here's what we do.
Lilith goes, I feel like Igni spits fire.
This is true. It's true, and I don't need no piece of petrified fucking eyeball to do it. I say, Vanan, I want to see how you spit the acid. I give it to you.
Okay, I'll take it.
A spit contest.
I mean, we can make up some rolls if you guys want to have a spitting contest.
I think I pass.
I kind of want to have a spitting contest anyway.
You can, sure, if you would like.
See how far you can spit.
How does one roll for spit distance?
Yeah, how does one roll?
Okay, so if you think about what is involved in spitting, this is probably, I would say, more often than not, this is a dexterity check. It's how well you can manipulate your mouth and your tongue to projectile out the spit as far. Because if you don't have any control and you're just like, and it just dribbles down your shirt, right?
So mouth dexterity.
Yeah, mouth dexterity. You can use this, folks, for whatever way you want to use this in your own game.
This is canon.
Make me a mouth dexterity check.
I roll mouth. I roll dexterity for mouth. Oh,
right, because it's not really.
What did you roll?
22.
Well, you mouth better than I mouth. Way better. I rolled a 14.
You mouth better than me.
Yeah. You mouth better than I mouth.
Mrs. Powell, charisma is to make it look good. This is not like this. This is like,
I can roll for that too. Yeah, I can roll for the charisma.
I was gonna say we could say that it's a Constitution check to see how much saliva you could build up.
I was thinking that too. That you have to roll the con into the dex and make sure you don't choke on your own spit.
Go ahead. All right, so we'll retroactive con first. Con check first.
I agree with Celeste. I definitely know some people who should use some more mouth dexterity.
I rolled a nat 20 on my con for flim.
Ooh.
What do you got?
9.
9. Okay. All right. Then, based on that, we're gonna say that Igni, take this as you will, has just like a whole big old mouthful of saliva right now. Vanan, you're a little dry mouth at the moment. I will make you guys re-roll the dexterity checks.
No.
And Igni, I will give you advantage due to the sheer amount of spit in your mouth.
Ozzy is absolutely drawing all of this right now.
It's only a 12. It's too much spit.
Yes.
I rolled a
7.
You're like, you kind of do one of those and like it kind of does like the hanging and it dribbles a little bit, and you're like but then like it doesn't end, like you're trying to and it just keeps coming, and you're trying to spit it, and you're like
Where I cough on my spit, so now I'm like coughing and spit.
Yeah. And then Igni, what'd you roll? A 12?
A 12.
Okay, so it's more like, it's less like hawking a loogie and more like a spit take from the amount of spit you have in your mouth. You internet, that one was for you.
Yes.
Please submit to Nerd Immersion on any social media your rules for spitting contests.
Hell yes.
And perhaps we can formalize these. Axel, I'm looking at you in the chat. Next piece of Firebringer Axel homebrew content after Big B's Boulder Backpack is spit contest rules.
That sounds like a good tavern game to play.
Yeah. Then we can then you can take it to another level and put like a spittoon, right? And you gotta target it. Called shot.
Oh.
-5.
Yeah. Yes. Man, oh man.
If you're a tavern brawler per the feat, does that give you proficiency in spit checks?
I do believe spit is an improvised weapon.
Spit is an improvised weapon.
Yeah,
all right.
An improvised weapon.
Fair. Yeah. All right, folks.
The more you know, the better your D&D games are. So now that we have spit all over.
Yeah, the ground is just like wet with spit.
Yeah.
If you did not think I was no, I shall not say that on public television. I won't make that joke. We should continue moving and not spitting.
Yes. So we'll say you guys, after this, you can move on. And over the course of an hour, if you so choose, Vanan, you can attune to the totem of the Ankeg.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you have it now. And you have...
I'm a spit.
Okay. You off
Out.
to the side, I assume?
Yeah, does it just look like I'm vomiting?
No, it's just like... It is very target... Like a cobra spitting, but it is a line of acid. So, and it's just a 30-foot, 5-foot... It's 5 feet wide, mind you. So, like, 5 feet wide, 30-foot long line of acid.
That's not a spit. That's a vomit, Ted.
It's fine. That's
a straight vomit.
I mean...
5 feet? Like poltergeist style.
Just like spraying it back and forth.
You tell me. You know what? You know what?
That's not a spit.
I tell you, the move for an Ankeg is called spit acid. I will let Davis and Vanan tell me what this looks like. Tell me how this physically appears. Mechanically, it is 5 feet wide and 30 feet long. How does this aesthetically happen? It has to come from your mouth, but however that from there is, the rest is up to you.
That is a really important... I'm muting.
It has to come from my mouth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It has to come from my mouth.
Yes.
Alright, let me think about this.
Okay.
We can keep going.
Okay, you think about that. We're going to come back to you when you figure that out. So, alright, folks. We're going to continue on with the story. Remember the game that we were playing? Remember how it was an action?
No. No, I don't. We're not even drinking.
What? Oh, you know?
Yeah, I just realized.
Okay.
It shoots out like a tiny, little, pressurized beam.
Okay. And then it...
Does that mean like a pressure washer?
All right.
Nice,
so,
like the water that cuts metal.
So we'll say it shoots out. Okay. All right. How about this? It shoots out in a pressurized beam, the 30 feet, and then after the beam comes out, then it just sort of just to fill the 5-foot space. Yeah. So it shoots out like a beam, and then after the beam is out, then it expands. Yeah, to fill the 5 feet. All right, cool.
The idea of just
so again, on the course of a long rest or a short rest, you can spend a hit die to recharge the thing to get to use it again.
I'll do it.
Okay, so we'll say that happens. You recharge it over the course of the travel. You have 12 days. You could mess around with this a lot.
Yeah, I definitely want to also say that Ozzy this time has been testing some of his new spells randomly.
Yeah, sure.
Along the path and I'm going up to Igni, Igni, come here for a second. I want to try something.
No. I am
no. You will really like this one.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Okay. I touch Igni on the shoulder and I cast invisibility on her.
Oh! That is so nice. You cannot see me no more. What is it? How long does it last?
I believe this lasts for... Hold on a second. Let me
1 hour.
1 hour. You can be like this for an hour. Just don't do anything crazy. And then you will stay invisible.
Yes. All right.
Give out a little giggle.
So, folks, because he's amazing and a great friend of mine, and in the chat, and if you haven't checked out any of his D&D content, I have for you here on the Nerd Immersion Discord.
Ready?
Bigby's Boulder of Backpack. 4th level transmutation spell. Range of touch. Duration 8 hours. You hold out a rock as the material component, a rock weighing more than 1 pound, and infuse it with elemental magic. The rock grows to the size of a small creature in front of you. It appears entirely like an ordinary large rock, except that it has strange loops coming off of it until it is lifted or pushed, which reveals that the boulder is hollow. The boulder backpack weighs 30 pounds and can be worn like a backpack. For the duration, the boulder can be used as a backpack. The boulder can hold up to 300 pounds, but its weight does not change. The objects placed within the boulder are stored in a dimensional pocket space and can be retrieved with the use an object action. The boulder has 30 hit points, an AC of 14, is resistant to bludgeoning, cold, fire, piercing, and slashing damage, and is immune to psychic and poison damage. When the spell ends or the boulder is destroyed, all objects stored within the boulder are expelled forcefully. Creatures within 5 feet of the boulder, including the caster, must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, creatures suffer 2d6 bludgeoning damage as objects spray out. Increase the damage dealt by an additional 1d6 for every 100 pounds of objects stored in the boulder. On a successful save, they take half as much damage. Breakable objects stored within may break during this expulsion at the DM's discretion.
That sounds like a spell Ozzy needs.
There you go. My man coming through in the clutch with Biggie's Boulder Backpack.
Man,
Canonical to every Nerd Immersion that I run anyway. I can't speak for Jake, but games that I run, that's a canonical spell now.
Done.
Here's the thing. You know what, though? It's a Big B spell, so that probably means it's a wizard-only spell. Sorry, folks.
I would say yes.
Bards, your magical secrets, though, totally open.
Ooh.
But it is a wizard.
That's
it is on the
true.
wizard spell list.
I was gonna ask if Ozzy could start teaching me a spell.
And did you guys? We can. Yeah, I mean, what did you want him to start to try to teach you?
Mage Hand.
Yeah, we can over time. Over these 12 days.
No, over a very long time.
Over like 2 more levels worth of, or 3 more levels worth of time, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Sure. We can absolutely. Well, you're gonna be. Are you gonna be training with Igni during this time? I imagine.
Yeah, I'd be training with both Igni, and if Vanan wants to join in, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay. So over the 12 days, I'll say Igni, make me 3 Arcana checks.
Oh my god.
Or intelligence checks if you don't have Arcana.
I do. So a 16, a 15, and a dirty 20.
Okay. By the time you guys and Vanan is starting to try, there's nothing actually happening, but you're observing. By the time you hit the 12th day and make it to Waterdeep, you now, having made the 3 successful checks of a DC 15 or higher, you now, each successful check added 1 additional ball to your dancing lights. You now have access to dancing lights as the spell is written.
More balls! Look!
And you can change the color.
Oh,
Look, I have more than 1 ball now, and they are different colors. This is so good. I don't know what to do with it. I have no idea why this would ever be useful for me, but I can do it.
yeah, you got.
You can actually, now that you have 4, you can actually choose to form it into the shape of a humanoid.
Oh, okay.
Because that's an option for dancing lights. I think says you can either make lights to make light, or I think you can form it into the vague shape, a vaguely humanoid shape.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So we make the full travel
Yes, you do.
to Waterdeep?
You do.
Is it day when we arrive?
We'll say that, yeah, for all intents and purposes, you guys camped, just thought it probably better to enter Waterdeep during the day, and we'll say you roll into Waterdeep at around 9 a.m. So, again, the City of Splendors, the jewel of the Sword Coast, one of the largest cities most of you have ever been in. If you've ever been to Baldur's Gate in more recent years, since the Spell Plague and all of the craziness that has happened, Baldur's Gate has sort of gained more renown and become a significantly larger city in this time. But Waterdeep is retaining and retrieving a lot of its value, and it's the nature of what it once was. The population is significantly less because there was a ton of just bad shit that happened to the people in Waterdeep. But you guys arrive in the city. Where would you like to go?
Well, I probably would have talked to Ozzy about my interest in the sockets in my spear. So,
yes.
do you guys want to find a magic shop for a bag of holding spear sockets?
Well, I have plenty of people we can talk to about that at a very particular tower over in the ward over there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, which one?
Blackstaff Tower. That's where I'm from.
Is it that tower right over there?
Yes, that's the black one in the distance.
Oh, you are
Is it the
from.
black one that's
I studied there before I met with you guys.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you're from the Waterdeeps.
Well, I'm not originally from Waterdeep, but I studied here from before we met.
Yes.
I would prefer to keep low profile. Yeah, we do whatever you two want. I just stay in the shadows.
Okay. So
Sure.
Blackstaff Tower is in the Castle Ward of Waterdeep. There are several different wards of Waterdeep. All of them have different clientele, different people in them, and different shops that are accessible to you. There is the Castle Ward, there is the Sea Ward, the North Ward, the Trades Ward, the South Ward, and the Dock Ward are probably the only ones that would have shops that you guys would most likely be interested in. They come in varieties from very specialized shops, like I really want to buy a very specific area's worth of pipeweed, to very general shop, like I sell adventuring supplies. Some of them are more known for like, oh, this is a boot shop, right? They sell boots. You might find a magic boot there, you might not. This is an armory. This is a shieldery, which is a term I just made up. But that's how this is divided up.
I love a shieldery.
Like a good shieldery.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just thinking I want to go to a shieldery.
Well,
I have heard Waterdeep has one, yeah?
yeah, oh, it
Yeah,
probably has.
Shieldery.
It probably has multiple.
The best shieldery.
What's the best shieldery?
Well, here's the question: how many of you would be aware of that?
Of the what?
Well, Igni, you haven't been to Waterdeep in 60 years. Lots
It's
A
changed.
very long time.
Lilith probably would.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out what... Because again, Waterdeep, the way I picture Waterdeep is like Manhattan, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a point,
Right.
it had 2 million people as its population. So, like, it's a big area with a lot of different places to
Very
go.
large city.
So, there's the potential that you could live in an area for your whole life and still never know everything that's there,
Right.
because
Oh,
things
yeah,
come and
sure.
go, and that's just kind of how it is. So Lilith would have some. Lilith was from. She didn't spend a ton of time in. She spent time in the city. She has a little bit of a noble background, so she has an idea of a lot of more of the more expensive, higher end things. So we can definitely look into that. But basically, what are you guys attempting? What's plan one? Where are we gonna go, or what are we looking for? And then I'll see what we find.
I would say probably a potion shop first off.
Okay, let's see. Potion
Alright,
shop
potion shop.
in we'll say in the Castle Ward, probably, because that
I would
is-
assume that like I would know where some of the places that like Blackstaff Tower would get their supplies from.
Yes. All right, there is an apothecary shop in the Castle Ward, so that would probably be your best bet. There is, let's see, things that you would know of in the Castle Ward, which is where Blackstaff Tower is. There is like a curio trinket shop. That's the thing you would know. There's a bookshop.
Of course.
A couple of wine shops. There is an eye shop, which is not like, it's spelt like this, but it is a term used for shops that are used for duplicating or documenting things.
Got it.
Like and the services go from like, give me a quick sketch of this really big map to like, I want an exact replica of this map, of this book, of whatever the case may be. Here, I have these scrolls, copy them down. Like, it won't work for like magical transfers, but things you want copies of. There is an apothecary shop that you would probably be aware of. A jewelry shop. There is an herb and medicine shop as well.
We can get Lilith some tea.
Yeah,
True.
and then
That recipe was
there is a
yours.
general adventure shop, and then there are some more specialized things like a mask shop, a hat shop, a silver shop for silver goods. And then Blackstaff Tower wouldn't really deal much in armor or anything. Of
Oh,
the
I would
nature.
immediately point out the mask shop to Igni.
There is a mask shop, Noreen's Marvelous Masks.
Oh, Noreen.
Yes. And you would know that Valantar's Filters and Components is a small shop for medicinal herbs, oils, perfumes, potions, and the rumor going around was that they allegedly support adventuring companies in exchange for rare substances that he sells there. So,
well, we do have a few magical things we could potentially sell, or like
It's true.
parts of monsters that we've harvested that I think possibly the potion person might like the
Yeah.
Periton antlers.
Let me go to my Google
yeah, that
Docs.
is definitely a thing. And based on the way it would go, this is sort of like a sponsorship deal. You know, the whatever your group name is, say that you exclusively get your adventuring supplies, herbs, and rare components from Valantar's Filters and Components in the Castle Ward of Waterdeep.
Oh,
and
this is sponsorship.
Well, they can do that. That's an option that they have.
I see. I don't.
That's the rumor, is that that's a thing that they have done in the past to cut down on the price for expensive components.
I see. I mean, we do have things. We have tons of things.
I mean, you're sure you could probably sell them there, for some profit.
Didn't we get something from the ant cake too?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, you did.
I don't know what we harvested though, because I don't think I harvested anything off of it. So
Yeah.
I have the Periton antlers and claws.
Mhm.
I thought I wrote down.
Yeah, you took something from the Umber Hulk.
Also, what's a cloak shop?
Oh, the Umber Hulk too. Yeah.
What were
Yeah,
you
no,
looking for?
I've got all the feathers from the Oh, what the hell did we fight?
it was that
The rainbows.
it wasn't the hippogriff, was it?
No, I think it was the Periton, right? You got
Oh, that right. It was the Periton. Yep.
yeah, you're looking to try to make a cloak out of that, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that is probably not a task for someone in the castle ward, but in a different ward, you may have better luck. Let's see what Lilith would know about.
Oh, and then of course, I don't know if there are any I said this before, but just the enchantment shop. I don't know.
Yeah, there are definitely places that would have access to that. You're not really sure. You could probably go to some sort of magic shop, or potentially to a higher end weapon shop. Then they may be able to provide you what you're looking for. When in doubt, the trade ward is usually not a bad way to go. The South Ward, just as a heads up, the South Ward has more. They have a lot more things like animals and stabling and food and things like that. So if you're looking for stuff for your animals, if you're looking for rare creatures, that's potentially also a place where you could find it. But yeah,
I would like to look for I guess while they're shopping, Igni would like to make her way through town, and I want to find the board where you put missing people, where
Gotcha.
you put wanted signs, those kinds of things, where you would find information within town, maybe, or either a physical location to do that, if not a board.
We can definitely do that. Also, to answer Mrs. Powell in the chat, Vanan, is Geonid just floating around with you through the town?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that is your answer. By the way, your percent.
Pets now?
What?
Do I have two pets now?
He actually has stats, which I will get you after the game.
Gina has stats?
Yeah.
I travel with my cricket through town.
And I guarantee
Slowly,
if Waterdeep is anything like New York City, no one's batting an eye
Not
at it.
even.
Not
even
even
a
no
little
one
bit.
remotely looking at it.
No.
They don't even care.
I'm walking around with my ball of vines and my floating rock with arms.
Yes. Fun fact: your percentile roll at the begining was either, if it was a 1 or a 100, it would have been shiny, but it was not. So it's just a regular Geonid as opposed to a shiny Geonid.
the important things is get your rock shiny, yeah.
Which would have made it an orange rock.
Oh.
Oh, that's great.
Also, full stop, in typical Pokemon fashion, if you would like to give it a nickname, you can.
I can give it a nickname?
Yeah, just like any other
John.
Pokemon.
Okay.
Pokemon.
We'll worry about that. So stop 1 was to get potions.
Yes.
Okay. So where you guys come in to Waterdeep, the castle ward is closer towards the sea. So where you guys would have been coming in, you'll have to go basically through the south ward, kind of adjacent to the trade ward and the dock ward to get to the castle ward. So if you wanted to stop anywhere along the way, that's an option to you. Or if we just want to make
I think the only places of interest to Ozzy would definitely be a potion shop, some sort of a magic shop to potentially get like a bag of holding or other magical implements, and probably just going to visit Blackstaff Tower.
Okay.
Because Igni has personal things, but it's
all right.
not.
Well, let me paint you a picture of some things that you actually. Everybody make me just general perception checks, and we'll see what everybody sees as they make their way through the town. Now, Lilith doesn't see anything.
An 8.
I got a 9.
All right.
I can't find a D20. I got 20.
Okay. So Vanan, you're very as a woodsy person, you're very keenly aware. You're like not to the level of a tourist in New York City, but like everybody else is just kind of like whatever, we're going where we're going, and you're like, well, look at that, and you see all of these things.
Yeah.
So as you're making your way through the south ward, I'll give you a couple of things that you see
With
on
my
the way.
pets.
You see again some stables, a couple of bookstores, some things that like you can't believe that there is a candle shop, but there is a shop that just sells candles.
Wait, what?
A laundry,
They're selling
yep.
candles?
There is a garment shop in the south ward.
Oh.
There is also the old monster shop, a monster curio shop, where they procure monsters of all shapes and sizes. No undead though, can be. So if you're in the need for a monster or want to peruse rare creatures, that's an option for you.
That's actually something that Ozzy would like to do.
Okay. Well, you guys can stop there. I'll give a couple other things that you see. There is a net shop that just sells nets. There's a coach shop that makes coaches if you guys want to upgrade to a coach instead of just riding with your horses. There's like a general goods store, and there is a smithy that is known for armor and swords specifically, and they're also known to be pretty expensive. So, did you guys want to stop in any of these places? There also is you see a shop called the Medusa's Glare, but it's just a sculptor shop, like for statues. It's not like...
Don't do that to me.
We're just like, okay.
That sounds cool.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, there's no Medusa.
We're coming in the south gate of Waterdeep.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. I would definitely like to go to the monster shop and like
Same.
rare creature shop.
Okay.
I want a pseudo dragon.
Same.
You guys are... how many things do you want, man?
We're in
What
Waterdeep.
one's
Traveling-
nothing.
All right. So, couple of things I will say. Because I'm dealing with this on my other campaign, and I'm fine with people buying pets, but I will just say, because I'm becoming increasingly aware of it, be mindful of where they end up in combat scenarios involving AoEs. If there's something that can, say, provide you a benefit, like a pseudo-dragon granting its magical resistance trait, if it's close enough to grant that, it's close enough to make a save. If it's something that can be through a spell like Find Familiar, when you can summon it back, then it's not as big of a deal. But if it's a thing that you purchase, and then it dies...
It dies.
It dies.
Very sad.
So, you guys make your way to the old monster shop, where you guys can see that as you walk in, there are cages outside and inside of just a smattering of different creatures. You see a very large cage that's made surprisingly out of wood that has a medium-sized creature with like 3 legs and 3 arms, a big gaping mouth on the top of its head, and a big yellow eye on the side, and it is metallic in coloration, and it's just kind of like hanging out there, and you see there's like a pile of like electrum pieces on the ground that it's like picking up and dropping into the top of its head. which is its mouth, and it's eating those. What other?
This upsets Igni exponentially.
Yep. There's that. You see another wooden cage that has what you guys know to be a rust monster.
Okay.
Several of those actually, because rust monsters do make good pets for people that will take the time to train them. You see... Oh, I have a monster manual right here. Hang on.
Hey, look at that.
Let's find out what else we've got. You see... what other kind of weird things do we have that you guys can find? You see another large cave, which can only be described as a large flightless bird with a sharpened axe-like beak on them. There are several of those in a cage that are, you can tell that they're definitely large enough to be rideable.
Birds.
You see one magical, almost transparent force cage that has a dog inside it. It is, but the dog is repeatedly coming in and out of, like, it's there and disappears, and it's there and disappears, but it can't get out of the cage. There's only one of those. What else we got? You see, in a cage, there's a whole bunch of these really, like, small dog size, like beagle-ish size beetles that are just glowing orange, seemingly enough to light up the night, but they don't seem to have anything specific going on with them. Let's see. No, that would not work.
Any normal critters? Can I get another? Oh, can I get a cricket for my cricket?
Like a baby cricket for your cricket?
No, like a concubine cricket.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because there are flying snakes in a cage.
Okay.
Several flying snakes, and they would feed the crickets to the snakes. So
can I just I'd like to sleight of hand my cricket. I'm not
Sure.
paying for it.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Okie dokie. And I feel like I have something for this too, right? Fast hands.
You can do that as a bonus action, yes.
I do that. Which gives me what advantage? Is that how that works?
No, it just does it. It does it as a bonus action, so you can still have
So-
your full action.
20.
Yeah, you snag the geishaest of crickets for your, as per Celeste's comment.
Yes.
Cricket.
Yep.
Yes,
It's got a little white face paint on it.
Yep, you got it. It's a white face cricket.
It's got one on each shoulder.
Yeah, so you have another cricket.
2 conscience because it takes that many for Ignite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are there any small birds?
Let's see. Yeah, there. I mean, it is monsters, but there are some normal animals in here as well. Like you see, like there's.
No, I mean, like, yeah. Are there any flight?
Yeah, there is. Again, there are the flying snakes, which can fly.
All right.
They're also renowned for their ability to send messages. Flying snakes. There are.
Right, that's pretty cool, actually.
There are some, like, there is surprisingly large. Like a hawk is normally like tiny sized in D&D sense. This is small size, so this is significantly larger. This hawk has, there's a couple of them, but they're all separate cages, and they have, like, crimson, almost red, like blood red colored feathers. There's a couple of those with the label Blood Hawk underneath them. A couple of those. You guys see in a big cage, like, a whole bunch of, rabbits with unicorn horns sticking out of the top of their heads.
Oh, that is too cute.
Yeah, it looks like a little rabbit, and it says, there's a sign that says Almirage, and it says fresh from Chult.
Oh.
Ooh.
There is also in another cage a bunch of monkeys with wings, flying
Oh.
monkeys. There are also in another cage a bunch of cats with wings.
No.
So you
Wait,
have some
monkeys
flying
with wings?
monkeys. You have some tressums, so cats with wings. Flying monkeys are flying monkeys. You have the unicorn horned rabbits, which are almirages.
Guys, okay, Igni. I want all 3.
You can't have the Geodude. You cannot have your Tangela. You can't have all the Pokemon.
I don't want
You can't have all of them.
I put the but look, okay, but I've already I've named them all.
This means they will die.
No, it does not mean they'll
That's
die.
exactly
they'll
you know what
die
this is Mr. Cricket. This is Mrs. Cricket. Do you know what I named my horse? Horse, because that way they do not die. This is life lesson for you.
Please.
If you water and feed your pets, you can have the pets. Why am I the mother in this situation? Is it just because I hold the monies? All right, yeah. All right,
Yeah, it's probably because you have all the money.
It's true. It's true. All right, and I kind of pass over some gold coins. I'm like, I don't like birds. Just keep it away.
There is one imp in a very specially designed cage.
Why is it special?
There's actually an imp there?
Yeah, there is an imp because imps can polymorph in size. So they can change their shape. And it's just kind of like staring at you, and it's got like a coin, and it's like flipping a little copper piece. It looks sketchy as fuck.
It's got a chain.
Yeah.
Open a chain.
Yeah. There is one in like a glass case. There is one flump.
Flump.
There is?
There is one flump.
What?
Chelsea,
How big is that cage?
I mean, flumps aren't that big. They're small size.
Flumps are like really big.
No,
they
man.
can get
No, flumps are pretty small.
Most are like jellyfish.
And yeah, so there's a flump, one flump because they're hard to come by.
They are so hard to come. Is there really one?
There really is one.
Hey guys, we should go to the
It's probably going to be crazy expensive.
It'd be so expensive. I'm so drawn to it, though. They're my.
So while they're going back and forth, Ozzy's kind of like off on his own, like looking at all of the creatures because he's trying to find one in particular.
Is it a pseudo dragon?
He's always wanted a pseudo dragon. Like it's written in his backstory, but he's always wanted a pseudo dragon.
No, that's true. You did write that.
There is. Hang on. There is. Tell you in a second.
How much money do we have again?
There is one pseudo dragon. Roll me a d10.
Oh my god, it is going to be so expensive.
A 7.
Okay. 5, 6. Is a bronze colored pseudo dragon.
I like him.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy him, Ozzy?
Well, I want to find out how much
Imagine, if you will,
little tiny bronze.
that guy, but without the wings, and more pseudo dragony, but like color scheme and design wise.
Well, I'm not going to waste all of our money if he's too expensive. I would like to know how much he costs or she costs first.
Okay.
You could do what I did and steal mine.
I'm not very good at that.
Oh, I am. Can I steal pseudo dragon?
I don't think you
Probably
can.
not.
I don't think you're going to be able to get away with that.
We could start
A little
this
bigger than a-
action. I could make a plan. It always goes well.
Okay. Let's see. Let me just see if there's any other wonky animals that exist. Just going through my eccentric knowledge of weird D&D creatures. There's a couple of bats.
Oh, I can think of one.
Sure. What you got?
Hold on. I have my nice little
I was about to say,
Storm King's Thunder over
I
here.
feel like there's got to be at least one sturge or two in there.
Vanan can't decide on flying cat or flying monkey.
Yeah. Oh, you already said flying cat?
I did say flying cat.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
said there's a
flying
flying
cat.
cat,
He's like kneeling by the cage.
flying cat, a flying monkey.
Okay.
There is the unicorn horned bunny rabbits. There is the bloodhawks. There's the one pseudo dragon. There is one flump. There is the imp.
How much is a flying monkey?
Let's see. Yeah, we need. Where are we at? Ring us up, Ted.
All right. Hang on. Let me see. So.
Also, guys, we have a lot of money. I haven't checked I didn't check this in a while.
Let me tell you.
Well, that's what I'm kind of I'm staring at it right now.
Again, this is going to cost you a little bit more because the flying monkey, because it was imported from Chult.
Flying monkey was imported from Chult.
Yes, because that's where they're native to. If you were in Chult, a flying monkey would cost you 100 gold pieces. But we're not in Chult. We're in Waterdeep, which is very far away.
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable to double the price and say it's 200 gold for a flying monkey.
What about for a flying cat?
Yum.
Okay. A flying cat is arguably more... less rare, I should say.
Okay.
But I'm going to say that a flying cat is 100 gold only because of the fact that it can see things that are invisible and other stuff like that.
It can see stuff that's invisible?
And it can also detect poison.
I want the cat. Can I get a flying cat? Guys, 100 gold for a flying cat?
You can have your flying kitty.
It can be a group cat. It can see invisible things.
There is no such thing as a group cat. A cat lives its own life.
If you want the cat,
We are
I'm not
simply
going to feed
its
it.
pet. Yeah.
You don't have to feed it. I'll feed it. I know how to feed animals. You guys know how many pets
You can
I
have it. Here. Shh. And I pass him like thunder. Go get your kitty.
Okay, what kind of flying cat are you looking for as far as like fur patterns?
Oh, rusty spotted cat.
What did you have any? What flying cats do I see?
Ozzy/Bucky has one picked out, so we'll say that there's obviously whatever one he's going to send us right now.
The rusty spotted cat is the smallest wild cat in the world, and it's adorable.
I mean,
right.
But yeah, there are your generic cat, like calico cats, and there's.
I got it. No,
what?
Ozzy knows about these things.
Okay, yeah, there's a Persian cat. There's a Siamese cat that is. They all have wings, feathered wings, but.
I'll go with the one that Ozzy said. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's a rusty spotted cat.
All right. You see that exact cat. I don't even know what it looks like, but you see it. It's there.
Hold on.
We'll get a link. But yes, you could buy that for 100 gold pieces.
No, not that one.
I buy that for 100 gold pieces.
Okay, you have that.
All right, 10 platinum.
Shit. Yeah, all right, you have that. You pay...
Or 50 electrum.
Yeah, you pay for your cat. And I will get you the stat block for a Tressum here momentarily.
Okay.
Cool.
Igni goes, Ozzy, what do you want?
Well, I would like to know how much this pseudo dragon costs.
Please.
Right. So that's a tricky situation.
Can I paste that here? No, I can't paste images. Damn it!
I know, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
All right, make me. I don't know if it's a pet problem, and the only reason I put this particular building here was because it's actually canonical to Waterdeep.
I'm gonna put it in chat too, so everybody can see what a rusty spotted cat is. It's the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Cute.
Aww.
Oh, wow. Yes, I'm very happy with this choice.
Okay.
Wow. Reddit has fields on pseudo dragons. Cost of them.
Oh yeah, what's Reddit say?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, this is saying one player's like, I'd be willing to shove out 1,000 gold for a reputable one.
A reputable one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The key part. All right. Roll me a d6.
Two.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that this is 400 gold pieces.
Oh my goodness.
400. How much gold do we have?
We've got plenty of fucking gold. Do you want it? That would be a full 500. Okay, yeah, we could swing that.
Okay.
Plus, we still have all the gemstones we haven't converted yet.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, we'll say for the purposes of if you want to convert the gemstones, we won't even deal with that interaction. That's easily a thing you can do. So you can just
I've got it laid out by gold, like what they're valued at by gold. Don't fret. I am accountant in brain. It is great.
We have a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
we haven't even had to worry about silver or any of that. We've just taken from our gold stash, so we're doing good.
I have at least another 1,040 gold.
So we bought a Tressum. We bought a pseudo dragon, a bronze pseudo dragon,
Oh, and I stole the cricket.
and a stolen cricket.
And a stolen cricket.
Anything? Oh, and they also have means for, like, they have all sorts of custom based things for them. Like if you want like a leash for one of these creatures, or you want like a, all different kinds of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kneel down and I'm gonna talk to my cat.
Okay. So, for your information, your cat can fully 100% understand everything you're saying, although it cannot speak.
It just chooses to ignore you like most cats.
Well, it specifically states in the stat block for a Tressum, which by the way has an 11 intelligence. Just gonna throw that out there. A Tressum.
Wow.
So it's one of the smartest. It's a very smart cookie. So it understands common, but it cannot speak. So whatever you say to it, it understands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you say to your cat?
I just kneel down and I'm like, "Hey there, I'm Vanan. This is John," and I pull out John, a little ball of vines, and this is Geonid, and then
and he's just kind of like floating and he waves, yeah.
Yeah, and the cat like looks up, like.
Welcome to the giant family.
Are your pals? They're over there. That's Igni. That's Ozzy, and that's his pseudo dragon. I don't know if it has a name.
Oh, and this is
Oh, it's got a
Lilith,
name.
and that's her horse.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Lilith.
Elk.
These are the peeps.
Right.
We all hang out. We protect each other. It's dope.
We do that. We are actually here, Mr. Kitty Kitty. We are here for. We are actually here for a thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then I'm like, all right. So what you can do is you can sit on my shoulder. That works.
Yep,
Unless you want to go somewhere
That's
else.
cool.
Yeah, I'll just like put down my arm.
It just flies up onto your shoulder.
Oh right. And I'm like, oh yeah.
It's got 40-foot speed, 30-foot climb speed, 40-foot climb speed, or 40-foot fly speed. Wow. It is completely immune to poison. It can detect any invisible creatures within 60 feet. Magic invisibility fails to hide anything from its sight. And it can detect whether a substance is poisonous by taste, touch, or smell just by, being around things. And it's immune to it, so it doesn't get harmed by it.
Okay.
So, granted, it has 5 hit points. So, be mindful of fireballs, is what I will say.
Ozzy, be careful.
I'll be sure to be careful. Don't worry.
Ozzy, I have lots of plants. I have plants and a stone and a cat.
So. Did you guys want to get anything specifically for your creatures while you're here in the monster shop?
I guess food.
Okay, you guys could get, we'll say whatever. Food. You get, we'll say that the shop owner is, for, I don't know, a gold, you can get a month's worth of food for all of your creatures that need food, we'll say.
Oh, okay.
We could swing feeding the creatures.
Even cricket food?
Nobody dies on my
What?
watch.
Even cricket food?
Yeah, even cricket food.
Even cricket food.
I want to say that Ozzy is probably going to spend a little time, trying to get the pseudo dragon used to him.
Sure.
And, giving it a name and, casting magic near it, because I know that pseudo dragons like arcane.
They do like
things.
magic, yes.
So, casting a couple simple spells here and there and, trying to, get it to like me a little better.
I mean, Mrs. Powell says in the chat, gold, dang, that's cheap food. I don't know. You could get a gallon of ale for 5 copper pieces.
Yeah.
People have a very big misconception about gold in Dungeons and Dragons. You could stay at a fancy ass hotel and get 3 meals a day and booze for 1 gold.
Yeah.
A
gold is essentially $100 in the normal world.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. There's not an exact translation, but yeah, that's basically what it is. You could do a lot with 1 gold piece. That is some people's salary for a month over time of accumulating copper pieces.
So what I'm hearing is we are very wealthy.
At the moment, yes, you are.
Because the adventuring life is fruitful.
It's dangerous.
When you
as
risk your life. Yeah.
Yeah, high risk, high reward, adventuring life.
I
So,
made it for the blood.
okay, so you guys... all right, so you guys leave the monster shop, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, out of the south ward, heading towards the castle.
Well, I want to go to the garments shop.
Yes, you did. Okay. You will go to the garments shop. There is a textile shop, not to be confused with the garment shop, which is something completely different.
Okay. Which
textiles is clothing and textiles is fabrics, right?
Yeah. There is Pietran's Clothiers is the garment shop here.
Do you think that would be better?
Sure.
I'm asking Ozzy. Ozzy, what?
I mean, we have all day. You can check out whatever you want, really. Just walk in and check it out.
Do you need some new pants?
What exactly do you need?
I've got these feathers.
Oh,
we should see a tailor for those.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what I was thinking. I'd do it. I saw that there was a garment shop. I'm not sure what.
Is
we should definitely find a tailor, a personal tailor.
A tailor.
Okay. Well,
right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll say that just for ease of not having to go through every other single place, that the textile shop is also like a weaver. So
okay, cool.
So cool. You can go there to Nelkosh the Weaver, that shop. And what's your plan to try to do? You want to make a cloak?
So I've got my cloak.
Yeah.
I want to make it reversible. And I want the other side to have all the feathers.
Okay.
Just so, like, if I want to be sneaky, I can, like, flip it around. Like, still be sneaky. But if I just want to be out in the daylight.
Yeah. So taking an existing cloak and adding the feathers to it, it'll probably take just a day's worth of work. And we'll say 5 silver pieces. It's not like you're not asking for a lot, really. So,
I'll do that.
Okay.
Can I have 5 silver pieces?
He's like, good God, yes! And she like pulls more gold out and kind of, or silver.
Thank
silver you need.
We have plenty of silver. Vanan gives you a hug and takes the pieces.
Oh no! Don't. Yeah, and she's like, okay. How much do we lose? 5?
5 silver, yes.
And then he skips away.
He does, and his animals flutter or float after him.
Oh my God!
My animals and my.
And he whacks one of my hair.
So, you guys make your way out of the south ward into the trade ward, and as you're making your way through here, you see that there is a gambling house, there is a silk shop, there's a coffin shop and a mortuary. There is a weaponry shop, which has the best bows and arrows in the north. An import shop, a shoe shop. There is a fine sword shop, a roofer, in case you need to get a new roof on your house in Waterdeep. A coin shop where they just sell rare coins for coin collectors. And the Riven Shield, the shieldery I had referenced earlier.
Hey. There it is.
This here shoe shop.
Actually,
they sell special shoes or just normal fucking shoes?
You'll have to go inside and find out.
Knock, knock, Mr. Shoe Shop.
It is a tiny, out-of-the-way shop. More easily spotted by the smell of tanned leather than its decorative Pegasi out front. Prices, as you get inside, you see that it is a shoe shop.
Just a regular, like a cobbler?
No, there's some fancy-ass looking boots and things, thigh highs and all sorts of different things.
I'm looking for something that has potential magical properties on it. So is this that kind of shop, or am I just going to buy myself a pair of sexy boots?
You would have to...
Some nice-looking thigh highs.
Yeah, some thigh highs. I'm game for that. That's where I hide my daggers, you know what I'm saying? And my gold, so Vanan doesn't spend it all. But,
I won't spend all your gold.
I mean, if you want, some of these may be magical, but you're not aware
Not sure.
But you'd
Yeah, I
have to
guess-
ask Ozzy to check.
Yeah, let's ask Ozzy.
Hey, Ozzy, I'm going to distract this here store keep. I want you to check out the shoes. I'm looking for something that makes me super quiet. Super sneaky shoes.
Yeah, I can take a look around.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna go up to. Is there somebody at like a counter or like a shop girl or dude? It could be a shop boy. I'm take that too.
Let's see. This is Thentava's boots, and you see an elven woman behind the counter.
I hate elves. Igni puts on a fake smile. Hello there, elf. I would like to buy shoes.
And she says, "Well, we have all manner of shoes. Are you looking for anything in particular?"
I am dancer. Do you have comfy shoes?
She says, "Of course." She'll go over and she'll like point you over to an area of shoes. There are some slippers.
I was about to say, I feel like there's like Birkenstocks on the wall. Just like grandma shoes.
No, she points you to a couple of different sets of
That's
slippers and things.
Okay.
And she'll say, "These are made of fine silk. These slippers here," and she'll point you to a set of ballet shoes.
Oh, yes.
What kind of dancing do you do?
The promiscuous type.
And then she like will point to like slowly like a wall where the heels slowly start to increase in size.
Yeah, and she's like distracted. I kind of keep like egging her on. And I look to Ozzy and I'm like,
I'm looking around to see if there's anything magical in the shop.
Okay, yes, there are some magic boots here in the shop.
Okay.
You see there is a pair of brown leather boots that have sort of a vine inlay to them. They radiate magic. There is a small set of purple slippers with a sort of web design on them. There is a set of very shiny black leather boots with gold buckles on them. They radiate some magic as well. And then there is one other set of boots. And I will tell you what they do in a manner of seconds. They are green, silver, and blue silk.
whoa.
Crafted with emeralds on the heel.
I am not that fancy.
Those are the only magic shoes that you see here in the shop.
Okay. I wouldn't know what any of them are, though, right? Unless I sat with them.
Unless you identify them, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a pearl?
He has he can identify.
that might be-
He just doesn't have. He has to take it. Either get close enough, touch it, cast the spell,
Yeah.
or take 10 minutes to do it as a
Right.
ritual. Which are
What if we
options.
just ask her what they are and what they do? I
I mean, you
bet.
really could just ask.
Feels like a professional store owner. I feel like she would just tell
It's
us
true.
now.
It is not Igni's way to let people know what it is she is up to, you know?
It is.
It is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go just turn cartwheel. Okay, so you have nice boots. What about these boots? And I kind of point to the spectrum of magic
Yeah,
ones.
just good stuff.
Okay. And she says, a fine eye you have.
This is
These,
true.
she says, I would be remiss if I didn't say that my heritage and my family lineage, when it comes to magical wares, we do have a selection of increasing value and rarity of shoes here. Do you have, is any one of these particularly catching your eye?
It's not so much aesthetic as purpose. Yeah, I am looking for something that muffles footsteps, makes you sneakier.
And she will point to the kind of the simple brown boots with the kind of vine inlay. And she says, well, I wish our people had come up with a better name for these, but... And she'll take them off, and she'll be like, these are boots of elven kind. designed to soften one's footsteps, and not leave footprints behind.
This is good. How much for these elvish boots?
She says, "I'm sorry. Did I detect condescension in your voice?"
No, it is no. I don't even know what that word means. These boots.
Ah, yes. And she kind of narrows her eyes a little bit at you as you're saying this in a mask in her shop.
No.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see here.
And Ozzy's just been standing there looking over Igny's shoulder the whole time, like
Just like, we all have our preferences.
Vanan's also inside the shop with all of his animals.
She says, and she looks at you, and then just kind of shakes her head and says, 400 gold pieces.
400. So tell me again, what is it that these elvish boots are so why they are so valuable? They're really that good?
She says, well, and she will take them off of the shelf. She will slip off her shoes. And the boots look much larger than her dainty elven feet. And as she puts them on, they resize to fit her foot in front of you. And she, like, walks around, and she says, step right here, and, like, points to a floorboard.
Okay.
And you walk over it, and the floorboard creaks under your foot, and she walks right over it herself, and it makes no noise.
Just these so pricey, these boots. I am working on dancer salary, yeah?
Ah, and she says, well, if you are a dancer, what does it matter if your shoes are noisy?
Sometimes you don't want to distract from what is really important in the heat of the moment.
And she says, perhaps then you should be a little light-footed, and takes the boots off and puts them back up on the shelf. And she says, these boots are specifically designed for dancers, although if 400 gold pieces is too rich for your blood, perhaps I shouldn't even mention what they do.
I didn't say it was too rich. I just wanted to know why it was so valuable. You put words in my mouth.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Don't be.
And she will point to the fancy green, silver, and blue silk slippers, and she said, these are prized by dancers as they increase one's acrobatic capabilities.
Oh, I see.
For tumbling and things of that nature.
Can I try them on?
Of course.
It's like,
Of course.
My acrobatics can possibly get any higher, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yours could not get any higher now.
Yes, I'm already at
you can, you try them on, and they, again, they do also have tiny bells on them, the shoes. You slip your feet into them, and you automatically, they resize to fit your feet, although these, for mechanical purposes, are attunement, so you won't be able to get the full access to their powers without attuning to them, which takes an hour. But you realize that you have the capabilities to turn off the jingle of the bells or otherwise.
okay. I'm gonna give it to the cat. Anyways.
That's something you can do without being attuned. But you don't. They fit well, obviously magically so. But you won't have access to the full capabilities without attuning.
Okay. Oh, I'm so torn. Can I actually, Igny, can I put one of each boot on?
And she says,
I want to feel which one fits better.
Unorthodox, but sure.
And then I look at Vanan and I go, this boot or this boot? This boot or this boot? Because I gotta be real, my acrobatics is a plus 11 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So we can boost that. But my stealth is a plus 8. I guess I don't really need either. I could always come back and steal them from her.
You can certainly try.
I don't know. It's like pretty. It's like up to you.
I say, you know what? I appreciate your time, but your prices, they are, as you say, out of my range. So I just take my business elsewhere.
And she goes, yeah, she probably couldn't afford these anyway.
It's okay.
20,000 gold pieces, and she puts
Jeebus
those other ones
fucking
back
Christ.
on the shelf.
They were 20,000 gold pieces?
Yes.
We could afford them if we wanted to.
Yes, if we whore you
And
out.
Spend all our
And
gold.
she says, would you like to try on any of the other boots?
No, I pass. The rest of them don't look up to par.
And she squints at you a little closer, and she says, are you sure these aren't more your style? And there's like an intonation on the your. She pulls down the purple boots with the spider design on them.
I appreciate your candor.
Actually, Van wants to know about those ones.
Actually, Vanan, she is alluding to the fact that I am, how you say, drow, even though she doesn't know that I am no fucking drow.
And she says, these allow you to walk over any surface, as though, and she looks to you and raises an eyebrow and goes, as if you were a spider.
Oh, how
I don't understand.
poignant of you.
Does that mean I'd walk without my...
No, like you could walk on any surface, the ceiling, the walls.
So it is like spider.
Wait. How much are those, though?
Right after Igni is just like...
we can't take to the mall because you keep going, Daddy, can I please have this thing? Oh
my favorite is like, I'll take my business elsewhere. Hold up, actually.
I take my business elsewhere, clearly.
Let me tell you, these are...
Igni can go, just leave the money.
These are 500 gold pieces.
No, if I cannot have sneaky.
Hold on. Shh. Wait. Let's have a huddle. Let's have a group huddle.
Group huddle over spider boots.
Let's have a group huddle. All right, guys. So I feel like there are lots of situations that might come up where we might need to walk on the walls or the ceilings of something to get around something maybe dangerous. I feel like these boots might come in handy. That's it.
Well, Igni, how much money do we have?
Oh,
Yeah,
we have the money. It is not about the money. It is about her snot.
No. I understand. But...
We have
I mean, there's also that. If you don't want to give her any of our money,
she is. We have lots of gold.
She's pretty.
Well, how badly do you want these sneaky sneakers?
I mean, I could get sneakier, is what I'm saying. But you can also now cast invisibility on me, so...
That is true.
That is very true.
And that costs nothing.
Except a second level spell slot.
Except
for a spell slot, which we do not need to talk about because that is meta as fuck.
Hey guys, let's do the ultimate. Let's throw the maximum amount of shade. Let's just walk out of the shop like she doesn't even exist. Let's not even say goodbye or anything.
We're just gonna break the huddle and not even speak.
Break the huddle, walk out of the shop.
I dig. I like your sass.
And then
sass on 3. What?
Sass on 3. Are you down?
Wait,
Ozzy?
you don't want me to say a clever quip as we leave?
Oh, please quip
Ozzy,
away.
Ozzy. I mean, you can go for a quip, but I'm not.
Here we go. 1.
Yeah, Ozzy, your quips are the best. So
3, sassy quip, go.
So, as we're about to leave, I turn and I say in my most degrading tone in Elvish, I just say, have a pleasant day, and then I walk out the door.
Justice.
and then Van's just like, oh.
Lilith in the background, justice.
Yeah, as you guys you guys leave the shop.
We the pickle sellers, yo.
Have we passed okay, so now that we're back on street,
we gotta buy potions.
Yes, we still have potions and weapons to deal with and slotting of gemstones and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Is there God, there's just so many people. It's just such a big city. Yeah. Is there some kind of board or some place where we can find out information, or this gambling ring? I bet Jack could get information out of them. This gambling house.
You could certainly try at the gambling or at the Golden Horn here in the trade.
The Golden Horn, just how I like my horns. Okay.
I'll be a backup if you need it.
I'm just thinking. if we are here, we could stop in, see if there are skeezy people that tell us information.
We can walk in. I'm the brains, you're the muscle.
Oh,
I'm the zookeeper.
you're the good-looking
Yes,
one, Vanan.
exactly.
It's okay.
Yes.
You have the menagerie behind you.
All right. So what are we doing?
No, so we're talking about maybe going in and trying to find some information or see if we can't find out.
Well, what do we need information on?
We are technically in Waterdeep to find out information about missing noblewoman. This was not shopping trip. Who says
Van's having so much fun shopping.
How about these? I can let them shop.
Yeah, you could do. We guys can split and just pick a place to meet.
That's what I was gonna say.
This is like the mall.
Can I have some money?
And Vanna turns around and goes back in the shop. Actually, I'll take those boots.
I'll take those. I am going to give you gold.
Can I have 500 gold for no reason?
Yes. And he kind of gives him, because we have it, 500 gold for him to spend at his Vanan leisure, which is terrifying. I feel like he's gonna come back with nothing but a bunch of chalk sheet shit from the arcade, where he's pulling all of his like
back with his
allowance.
Finger stuck in a finger pup. These ones all have little plastic finger puppets on it. He's got like a set of like oversized like shutter shade sunglasses.
He's on like candy.
Yeah, he's got a big old like jawbreaker.
John's got like one of those like sticky hands that he's like whipping at someone.
Somebody else is like a Chinese yo-yo, right? Like.
Man. Oh, when arcades were still a thing. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is sure. Go get your shop on. I'm going to gamble the rest of our money and try to double.
Good lord.
Ozzy, did you want any money from the family stores here?
That's right.
I
From
just
Mama
wanted
Moneybags.
money so that we could get potions because that's what Lilith wanted. And we could,
yes, potions.
actually do some responsible shopping.
It's true.
So I was just going to do the responsible shopping of potions and what was the other thing that we wanted to get?
Vanan had the weapon and stuff.
Can I just go with you, Ozzy? And we can go get potions and then...
Yeah. Oh, we can also go to Blackstaff so we can take a look at your sockety thing.
Okay, cool. That sounds good to me.
I meet you there.
Yeah, and Lilith wanted to potentially look for a fancy harness. Like a...
Yes.
It's cool. I'll be back.
Alright. We'll say, within reason, we'll guys have doled out money, and we'll determine it how much it needs to be.
It gives me the money.
Yeah. We'll figure it out as need on a case
or
by
Lilith,
case basis.
either one.
Yeah.
I
So
still have 500 gold though, right?
yes, you have 500 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Do you go back in the shop and buy those shoes?
No. Ted, come on.
Listen,
Right, well, you decide on your boot shopping.
All right, Iggy's gonna
it's
make
the
her
intro.
way.
I gotta bio.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you guys want to take like a 5-minute here?
Yeah.
In case anybody's
That's
got a
fine.
bio or any of that good stuff, because we were gonna take a break 40 minutes ago, but we were dealing with Geodudes.
That's true.
So,
Geonet.
yes, I will get you the stats for him as well. He's got.
Yeah, I found the stats for the Tessima.
Okay, cool. So you got that. So you have your cat.
Yeah. Tessima.
Yes. All right, folks. We will be right back. I'm gonna throw up some music real quick here in the background. And again, if you guys want to play any of our chat games or things, you're more than welcome to. Here's the commands for that. And if you guys want to jump into the latter half of the drinking game, which isn't really happening because there hasn't been a whole hell of a lot of rolls, that's the rules for that. But if you want to come out tomorrow, we will absolutely be playing with those drinking game rules. Alright, so hello folks. To the couple of questions that came up, yes, tomorrow is Evil Campaign. We are only level 2 in that, so it's hard to be very evil because most things can kill us. And like last fight, there was one of our superiors who was a wizard fighting another wizard, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay over here and just like wait for this whole thing to play out. And I'm gonna be like, dissonant whispers and then hide behind the wall. Like, yeah, doesn't go very far when you're a bard.
As they're throwing sunbursts at each other.
Yeah, right. Well, there was definitely a fireball exchange, and I was like, nope. I'm over here now.
Big B's hand comes out of nowhere and slaps and destroys the grill. You're like, all right.
Yeah, well, the first episode, 2 of the party members got into a fight, which lasted a turn.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, so the paladin hit the barbarian, and then the barbarian with a great axe just took the paladin out in one hit, and he was just like, and I was just like, cool, my guy got laid. Like, that was my first episode.
Whoops.
Well, listen, I needed to get information.
That's how you do it.
I'll get my info.
Look who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Igni talks about it, but then just murders people instead.
Hey, she has her ways.
Yeah. Usually it's a knife in the dick, but she does have her ways.
Hey, that qualifies as intimate contact.
I like the way Igni murders.
If Celeste, maybe one time for a fun episode, I'll run an Eevee campaign. And everybody can be an evolution, and the end of the campaign is when everybody gets to evolve. And then the next, we'll do another, that's a one shot. The next episode we'll get to do where everybody is their evolution.
Yep.
Anyway. Okay.
Not my fetish.
So, what were you guys doing? I know Igni was going to the gambling hall. And we'll get to that. What is the I want to know what the rest of the party, where you're going, so I can deal with whatever I have to deal with.
So I think first we should, whatever the path is, because we're going to get the harness for Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get potions.
Yep.
And then we're going to Blackstaff Tower.
Okay. So, and were you looking for anything? Because you guys do have some money. Were you looking for any shops to buy things on yourself?
I was looking for a shop to potentially get a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Vanan?
Well, bag of holding shop.
Okay.
Feels like they would probably know something about this spear, at least the sockets, and maybe what the runes say.
Okay. Sure. So let's see. As you guys head towards through the trade ward, you've pretty much exhausted everything there. You're not looking for. You're going to the castle ward. All right. So you guys know of the potion shop, Philantar's filters and components, where you guys can pick up potions themselves. There is the market here, which is just like a big old open air market. It has all variety of whatever else there is. Let's see. We'll say that Baltor's rare and wondrous treasures may be the place for your bag of holding.
Cool. We'll definitely go there then.
Yeah, that
Okay.
place sounds dope.
All right, yeah. So you guys make your way. This is in the castle ward. So you make your way there. It's a curio shop, but also attached to a larger warehouse. And when you guys walk into the shop, it is glass cases everywhere. And there's all manner of little curios and trinkets and things. And there is a handful of different items that are a variety. And you can see there's a set of double doors. As you look, as you guys walk in, a little chime above the door rings. And you see an ostentatious man step out from behind the double doors. And as they open, as they swing, you get basically Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just like boxes upon boxes of like long rows of storage shit back there. There's a ton of stuff here. And the man, who you would assume to be Baltor, comes walking out. And he says, "Well, welcome to Baltor's rare and wondrous treasures. What kind of treasure are you interested in today?"
Oh, hello, sir. I was currently in the market for looking something along the lines of a bag of holding, if you perhaps have one.
Yes. Let's see. And you see him like looking around at all these shelves, and he's like, and he reaches like underneath the counter, and he pulls out a case, and he sets it on the counter, the glass counter, and he opens up the case, and there are a couple of different bags in different color designs. Like one's like a sling bag, one's like a messenger bag, one's like a traditional just like a drawstring pouch. And he says, well, these will all fit you. And one is a Heward's handy haversack.
Okay.
And he says, which one do you like?
How much for the...
Awesome. I think the messenger bag one kind of fits you. It's very Aussie in style.
How much for this one? I'll point to the messenger bag one.
That would be 200 gold pieces.
And for the sack?
Also 200 gold pieces.
I think we'll take the messenger bag.
All right, then. And he says, what else can I interest you in? We have all manner of interesting curios and things.
Just looking around in the general vicinity, what can I tell? What type of things does he have? Would I know like some of the things that he would have in the shop, like having seen like magic implements and things? It's just like a general magic store.
It is. It's got, it seems like lower grade magic. Like you're not gonna stumble upon like any high class wands or anything too bananas here in this shop.
No wand of fireballs.
Probably not. Not in this shop because it's very general. Like there are like basically for the most part what you would know to be like basically trinkets.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of those kind of like knickknacks and curios and tchotchkes and things. But there clearly is some magic here, as you did just come across the bag of holding that you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Magic items. There we go.
Can I ask him about my spear? See if he knows anything. Or if he doesn't know anything, if he knows anyone that might.
Yeah, when you ask him about it, he seems like, dwarven make for sure. And then he'll basically tell you that he's not too sure, but Ozzy did tell you that you could probably get it looked at Blackstaff Tower.
Oh, okay, right. I keep forgetting that Blackstaff Tower is a thing that exists. We just keep going somewhere else.
Where I went to school.
Yes.
Did all my magic learnings.
There's
all your magic learning.
My magic learnings.
You see some stuff
found out bad
that jumps out at you. There's a couple of staffs, like staves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of spell scrolls. In various cases, there's a rope. There's a couple of different amulets.
Is that a find familiar spell scroll?
You can look, although you wouldn't technically be able to cast it because it's not on your spells.
I can't cast it.
But
I could.
Yeah, why not? There could be a find familiar spell scroll. There's first level spell scrolls here, so.
I would definitely take a look through some of the spell scrolls he has and see if there's something interesting for what I want to add to my spell book.
For all intents and purposes, there are cantrips.
Yeah.
Which are pretty much useless for spell scrolls. And basically an assortment of first level spells. So, I'll just say for this, because we've been shopping for like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Any first level spell is pretty much there.
Let's see. I don't think there's anything I would really need.
You see, there is a cane. There's
What's the cane do?
There is a couple of wands.
He gets children off your yard.
there's a
you goddamn kids.
There's a couple of helmets. There's like an ear horn.
Oh, are there any shields?
Okay.
There is one shield here. It has a face on it that just has like if you think of the emoji face that just has the straight line mouth, like that. There's a shield that has that face on it.
Can I look at that shield?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. ask him what it does?
He says, "Ha! A shield of expression. You can use a bonus action to change what the face looks like."
Solid.
How much?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on.
Good Lord.
Sorry.
There is a shieldery.
There is a shieldery. But let's buy
There
the
is a
shield that
shield.
changes faces. It is...
Can you even carry a shield?
He can.
I have one right now.
Oh.
I'm proficient with all martial weapons.
40 gold pieces.
40. Oh.
And now comes the kid in the arcade.
Oh.
So as far as spell scrolls, I'd like to see if he just has a detect magic spell scroll.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'd just take that.
50 gold.
That's perfect.
It's another 50, is that what we said?
Yeah.
Guys, okay. I'm like Ozzy. This shield, I can change the face.
We can go to the shieldery. You don't need this change of shielding face.
But if it changes the face, I could like scare someone. I could like stop and be
Venom.
like, scary face.
Venom.
Yes.
Venom.
Yes.
Let's go to the shieldery, which specializes in shields, where you might
Okay.
potentially find something. More.
There is a book that looks to be sort of like a spell book. There is a lock, a key, a sword, a couple of beads, a set of boots, a candle, and 2 hats. One looks like blue conical wizard hat, like a Merlin hat. And like I said, there's like a signal horn, and there is like a little pouch, like a little bag pouch. And you could tell they all radiate magic. There's like I said, there's a rope.
Yeah.
There's a couple of orbs. There are 4 wands. There is a singular arrow. There's one. Yeah, and then he's got like a box that has like mystery box, and it says you can draw anything out of it for 5 gold. You could pick anything out of it. You know, who knows what you could find.
Ozzy. Ozzy. Okay. Mystery box.
You have 500 gold.
I
You can do whatever the hell you want with that.
You
we
can
could
do
draw
it
100
once.
times.
We can do it
That's
once, and then we leave.
And you have to explain yourself to Igni.
Oh, right. Okay. I do it once.
She wants receipts, damn it.
I draw once from the mystery box.
All right, let me see.
I'm buying only things that are useful to us for the rest of the time here.
Go ahead and roll me a percentile, please.
Okay. That is 46.
Okay. This is you pull out a circlet, a wire circlet.
Okay. Can I ask him what it does?
He'll look at it, and he'll say, "Ah, yes. If you put this on and attune to it, it makes your eyes look black, solid black, and pupilless."
That is so cool. Igny's gonna love it. And I put it
All
in
right.
the holding.
Now I do not have to look like drow. Get rid of the drow eyes.
And he says, "Are you sure I can't interest you in anything else? We have plenty of other interesting items here."
Oh no! I think
Boots.
we're good. I think we're good, Venom. We have plenty of other places we have to go. We still have to go to Blackstaff Tower. We have
Okay.
to get your spear looked at. We have to get
You're
your.
right. You're right.
have to
Okay.
go to-
There was a set of boots here, did you say? I just want to remind you of that.
There
What
is
if-
a set
what
of.
if there's
What do
Alan
the boots look like?
Dude, I feel like you're making this worse.
I'm
Don't
enjoying it.
forget,
Listen,
Don't-
I'm just saying there were like I said there was amulets and cloaks and there's a whole bunch of shit here.
Yeah.
There is a set of boots, seemingly normal brown boots. They don't look. They're not like as fancy as the other boots, but they're magic.
Shopkeeper, what do these boots do?
And he says, boots
If
of.
you tell me, I will give you a maple candy.
This is up. All right, I was going to tell you anyway, but now free candy.
Yeah,
He says, well, these boots are boots of false tracks. While wearing them, you can choose to leave the tracks of any other humanoid.
oh, how much are they?
These a mere 20 gold pieces.
I buy them. I give them the 20 gold. I take the boots.
You now have these boots. These are not attunement, so any humanoid creature. So you could leave halfling-sized footprints, whatever you want to do.
I have spent 25 of my 500 gold.
You have.
And now I drag Vanan out of the store.
Okay.
He's like, come back anytime.
I will.
This is what happens when we take
Bring
Vanan-
your friends.
I did bring my friends, and I gesture to my animals.
Let me just see if Lilith buys anything in this shop, because there's some wonky ass shit in here, and
that wonky ass shit.
there is some armor, but Lilith has some badass armor. She don't need that.
She does. She does.
There's some real dumb stuff in here, but there's also some awesome stuff. All right, Lilith. Now, Lilith. See, I have to separate what I'm playing Lilith as Batman versus actual Lilith, so I'm gonna leave that alone.
Actually, Lilith's not a big spender, I don't think.
No. Well, I mean, most of the stuff in here, the most things seem to be, with the exception of the bag of holding, seem to be sub 100 gold pieces.
Mm. Yeah, I think Lilith just wants her armor, her harness.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, you guys can go to a potion shop. You can buy whatever potions you want.
Yeah.
So it's 50 gold for potions of healing.
Yeah.
Regular old potions of healing.
To get one apiece.
For greater, is it like the same?
Yeah. What is it for like a greater and all that? I think that would be the only one we would really.
Graders are 200, I think.
I thought they were 100, but I could be wrong about that.
They were way more than that.
They're way more than that.
Are they?
I thought Superior were the ones that were like 2,000.
Yeah, we're not talking 2,000, but I think we might be talking 500.
Yeah.
Well, in our current, I mean, personally, I feel like we ought to buy just one of each potion of healing.
Well, that's 200 gold right there.
We could buy 4 potions of healing. Done.
Easy peasy, that way we each get one.
Just like as an emergency, you know?
Yep, that's a good thing to have. Plus,
All
you
right,
have
so
Igni's
we're gonna-
goblet as well, which is
I was supposed to say, we're gonna dip into some silver here because we've spent all of our gold.
well, not all of it. Vanan has
Can
a
we
chunk.
sell
Of
our
it.
gems?
Did you transfer over your gems as well?
Yeah, you guys just spent through the gyms.
We spent over 1,000 gold?
We're pretty close. We
That's
have
25.
how much? So another 200. You said. Let's see where we're at. Hang on, I'm gonna put this in here.
Yeah, for the bag.
No,
of
we're
holding.
okay. With the bag of holding, so we're still sitting on about 600 gold. So we're not too terribly bad. Yeah, that is where we're at.
Is that with the gems?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it. So basically, what I did was I transferred the gem total up. Here's my accounting for you. I just transferred the gem total up in gold to the very top. You'll see it there with the one where.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I transferred it up to the very top. So that'll be ongoing changing as our gemstones, like, basically.
I
change.
see that.
Cool.
And Lilith, there is a fancy saddle that is magic,
Ooh.
and she will be like, "Oh, I feel like that will help me dole out justice." Which is 200 gold pieces. I don't know if you guys want to
I think
spend
we
that.
can. Yeah, we'll get her whatever she wants.
Alright, so she'll be able to
Yes,
buy a saddle of the Cavalier, which means that she can't be forcibly ejected
Whoops.
from while mounted, and attacks against her mount have disadvantage.
Nice.
Cool.
So that helps to keep Gremlin around. That's 200 gold pieces. You guys bought your potions.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Lilith's harness.
Oh, that was the
if we
harness.
That was-
Oh, that was
we
the
still
harness,
have
okay.
over 1,000.
All right, and then obviously, so you go to Blackstaff Tower, and we'll get we'll deal with the spear, and then we're gonna go to the gambling hall because poor Chelsea's been waiting at a spear.
Yeah, Chelsea's been by herself.
So I guarantee you, we walk into Blackstaff Tower, and the person behind the reception desk is a girl that I've been crushing on for so long.
Totally, absolutely.
Does she have like an undercut?
She's a half elf.
Yeah. All right. And she's there, and she smiles when she sees you walk in. But so how does this interchange go as you walk in with Vanan and Lilith?
And all my pets.
And all of the pets. And maybe Lilith will probably make the call to not bring Gremlin in as a... Don't bring the
probably
elk
smart
inside.
So yeah, definitely Ozzy's a little stammery, a little nervous as we walk in, and he's like, hello. Hi. We were wondering if perhaps maybe Blackstaff was here, or if we were maybe lucky enough to have him, if he's here.
And she like looks up, like she realized that she had like a book in front of her and like totally didn't hear anything that you said, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What could you say that again?"
Blackstaff, is he here?
Yes, he is. And she'll like gesture, and you're familiar, so she'll like let you go by.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a nice day.
She waves and
leaves like 4 maple candies and like a little pyramid.
yeah.
Or 5 rather, and a little pyramid on the desk.
Yep, sure. And then Lilith is just like, justice. And you guys make your way back up to eventually go talk to, I guess, the Blackstaff himself. To get the information about this staff. So, as far as specifics go, without jumping too much, so that we can still try to keep ourselves relatively in our time frame here. What you're able to discern about the staff is, or the spear rather, is the runes that are in it are basically just to further, it's more of like a branding mark, like it's like a Durger mark of who made the spear. But the sockets, what Blackstaff will be able to tell you is that certain gemstones or gemstone-like things can be imbued with magic, and when socketed into weapons or armor that have receptacles for it, can be used to enhance and further add additional properties to those weapons or armor.
Does he know where you can find things like that? Bannon has no idea. Bannon's just like, this spear has some holes. I don't know what go there.
He will tell you that basically in, higher end weaponry shops may have them. It's not like something you're going to find at like a jewelry shop. But you may be able, if you were to find potentially you may find other items that have them in it, and you could possibly extract from existing items and then import them into your own. That's
very helpful.
So basically, you'll have to look around. They're not like, this being a dwarven make weapon, perhaps looking around for dwarven things may be a better call to try to find it.
Can I talk up Ozzy a little bit right now to this guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like, yo, Ozzy, he's like, apparently he studies here or something. He's crazy though. I watched him like blow up a manticore, and then also like an ogre and like 3 Ogorogs. That thing was crazy. Anyways,
there's like an eyebrow of like impression, because Ozzy was very bookish and not that kind of person when he left. So it's interesting.
So I think the last thing I would want to do in Blackstaff Tower before we go to the gambling hall, which I'm sure is going to be way more interesting than what we're doing, is I would assume that there's some sort of like messaging system where like we can send messages to people across Faerun and things like that.
Yeah, you would have basically like a hall, like a sending stone, infinite sending stone situations.
Cool.
So.
I would just like to send a message to my family to let them know that I'm okay and everything's fine, and also to send them the list of books that Mr. Lich gave me to potentially grab from Candlekeep the next time they're there.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, and you'll get you'll get a response basically affirming that it's good to hear you, and they'll be on the lookout for said books.
Cool.
All right, so Igni, we are in the Golden Horn. And you can see there's all manner of people playing at different tables, dice and cards and all manner of things. And there's it goes up and down depending. There's some high rollers, there's some skeevy people. What's your plan here?
So usually in a gambling hall, there always seems to be somebody kind of running the tables. I don't mean the person that like owns the place, but somebody's always like the man in charge. You know, the one with all the power. Can I spot him or pick him out?
Yeah, you can totally figure out who that is. And you can see that there is a portly man who seems to be the one who's running the show. You can kind of see that he's got like a sort of like a sport coat and a shirt that's a little bit too tight, like the buttons are stretching a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's got like a big old like white cowboy hat.
Why wouldn't he?
And like a big old gold belt buckle. That big old gold horn, like a signal horn belt buckle.
Yeah. Okay, is he surrounded by people? Is he sitting by himself? Can I
he's kind of got his hands behind his back and he's sort of like walking around. Like surveying the tables, keeping an eye on what's going on.
Okay, I'd like to
which is not helping the shirt being stretched.
Right. I'd like to do a little bit of like the accidental like, oh, I'm so sorry, I tripped on you type deception to begin unspeculative conversation.
Okay. Were you just gonna go right up to him? Or were you gonna try to get a drink
I don't know.
first? Or...
Let's see. I don't know. I'd like to like maybe. Oh, can I act drunk? Igni acts drunk.
All right, make me a performance check.
With a 12.
Okay. I mean, it's not great, but you're supposed to be drunk. Maybe this is just how you are. So you kind of like stumble into him, and he's like, "Ha! Whoa!"
Oh, I am so sorry. I am just so inebriated right now.
And he's like, "Well, you're very honest. What can I do for you, little lady?"
I am new to Waterdeep. I am traveling on my lonesome and looking for a friend.
Well, maybe I can help you out there. What kind of friend are you looking for?
Oh, she is a noble woman, and she has gone missing.
He goes, "Well, all right, that's pretty vague. Do you have a name? Could probably help you find her if you had her name."
I don't have a name, do I? Do I know anything about Waterdeep nobility?
There's a lot of them.
Well, fuck. How do I want to? Igni says, "Oh, you have not heard of anybody gone missing, have you?"
And he goes, people go missing all the time here in Waterdeep. Turns out some of them are just drunk. Some of them went to another town. Some of them end up dead. Hard to know. Waterdeep's a big place. A lot of things going on. A lot of stuff happening. Things are busy all the time.
If I were to say, and I kind of lean in to almost whisper it, Arisi Kalinoth? Does that mean anything to you?
No, but it sounds like fancy. Is that a person or a place?
Might be. You know, if you were looking for information on lost friends, where would you go here in Waterdeep to find such information? Where would a big, strong man like yourself go?
Well, that's tricky. Because when you run a gambling hall, you make a lot of friends, but you also make a lot of enemies. So
It's true.
I don't know. When my friends go missing, I don't try looking too hard for them, because usually I know they're in some sort of bad business.
That doesn't seem like very good friends, yeah.
Well, that's true. He goes, "You are awful articulate for someone so inebriated."
I am so inebriated. That's how I hiccup. Yes, no, we simply, since I am so new to town, I don't even know where noble people stay.
And he goes, "Well, they're all over the place, all throughout here. Some of them live in little castles. It's crazy. Depending on, you head up to the North Ward, there's a ton more nobles up there, but there's nobles in every district."
Right,
and he,
right.
burps a little bit as he's got, his...
Oh, I know that feeling. I know it. I pat his belly just a smidge.
And he's like...
Oh, God. So, no, you don't know anyone who has information that would be willing to buy my information from them or, trade?
And he goes, "No offense, little lady, but you don't have a whole hell of a lot of information. You're looking for a friend, you don't have her name."
I do! I just have not shared it with you.
Oh, well, if you do, maybe I could help. I do have a lot of friends, like I said. I run in a lot of circles.
Like what kind of circles?
Well, now, I can't tell you all my secrets if you can't tell me yours.
Well, looks like we are in quite a little pickle, yeah?
I guess so.
Well, shit. If I were to bet on one of these tables, I'm so close. I don't have a name.
Makes it hard to find someone, then,
It
doesn't it?
does. No, I have other information. I will PI the fuck out of this. So, there are lots of nobles, but there's always that family or that daughter or the, highborn so-and-so. You know how it is. That is more valuable than others.
I mean...
To maybe say, for the purposes of, court rituals and kidnappings.
He goes, "I don't know what kind of business you're in, little lady, but this sounds..."
Me neither.
You're damn cute, I'll tell you that much, but it sounds like you're getting yourself caught up in all sorts of stuff that ain't exactly on the level. Cult rituals and kidnappings.
On the level?
I mean, I run a gambling hall in broad daylight. That's about as level as you're gonna get.
This is true. Well, I guess...
He goes, "I tell you what, maybe try talking to the City Watch. Can't promise they're gonna be able to tell you anything, but you got the City Guard, and..."
You want me to talk to the man?
He goes, "You're looking for information on missing persons. If they're as noble and upper crust as you say they are, that's probably where they went. At least to start, before they start looking into shadier folks."
Well, you are just a fount of knowledge.
And he goes, "Ha ha, thank you kindly."
Yes, I shall go find more booze to stay in my inebriated state.
Well, good luck, and hopefully we'll get to see you rolling at one of these here tables.
Just rolling. Ha 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 ha. As she walks off, it's like, piece of shit. No fucking information. What piece of waste of my fucking... she's muttering under her breath. Okay, so I guess...
To frame this, she went into one place in Manhattan and said, "I'm looking for a friend, but I don't know their name." Can we just frame that a little bit?
So as I leave, does it look
Checks
like...
out.
Does it look like this is, that they would be nearby, any of the guard?
I mean, they're sprinkled all throughout the city.
All over?
Yeah, because each there's the City Watch, but each... there's a headquarters in each ward. So
and so I guess so there are noble people throughout. There's not just a wealthier end of the district, right? Where nobles like to stay and
it really depends, right? I mean, it goes all over the place. There is, I want to say there was 76 noble houses in Waterdeep, is what jumps out in my brain. but that may be old information. But like some of them are like the Aronsons, which is like Kelvin Blackstaff and his family are nobles, right? Like it goes all over the place.
And there was nothing else in that letter that would have hinted at giving us anything that we could use to hunt this person down, her family, her relatives.
Make me an intelligence check.
Oh my god. Nat 20! It's meant to be, Ted.
You know that you were one of the members of the Mirabaran delegation was an elf named Teresial, a noble from Waterdeep, who went missing.
Oh.
Didn't we learn about this from
A long time ago? Yeah, you knew this 100%.
No, from the dwarf. Didn't the dwarf tell us that?
Yep. He told you that too, which was last week. But I'm not gonna remind you guys of everything.
I thought so.
But we can still go check out her family.
Yeah.
And ask information or track it down, or I mean.
Sure.
Yeah. And we haven't located her yet.
No. She was taken below.
That's what I thought. Yeah, we haven't. Okay, so she was actually in the lower tier of the monastery.
Correct.
That's what.
Or I think so. Maybe I could be wrong on that. Don't count that. But she was taken somewhere else. You don't know.
Okay, we don't know where.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll start my travels back.
Did you want to gamble at all while you were here?
You
don't have to.
No. We have ways. As lucky as I feel.
Well, had you rolled that nat 20 on a gambling check.
Yeah. It's all right. It's not meant to be. I'm not going to gamble our money away today.
Okay.
I'll pick it off the corpses of my dead enemies. Let's do it.
All right. So you guys meet up wherever you had predetermined to meet. And
I think I was meeting them at the tower.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So you go to the tower, and eventually you guys all meet up. What do you want to do?
Well, if we're in the lobby, then Igni walks into Ozzy visibly sweating.
Are you okay, little one? You look a little drenched.
He's
playing on the ground right now with the animals.
Yeah.
God.
He's like occasionally looking over his shoulder at the receptionist behind him.
Some new boots. Vanan has got some new boots.
Did you buy boots?
He's got.
I don't. Ozzy, you're sweating.
Hold up.
No.
These boots.
What about it?
They're good boots. You can change your tracks.
Oh, they're for me?
And they were only 20 gold.
You bought me. Now that is a steal. Look at you go, Vanan.
They do it. They kind of do what you want to do, and they're cheap.
Oh, Igni, like, right in the middle of this lobby begins like taking off her already like high cuffed boots and putting on her other ones, and then when she's done, she like suits up and she goes, "No, Ozzy, this wizard woman."
What?
Obviously is in love with the girl over there.
Does she have a name?
I mean, I've been looking in the woods, but I can see that.
I don't know what you are talking. Igni, I got you a potion.
I get boots and potion. Goodness, I should go gambling more often.
And he gives you. Do you give her the circlet too?
I give her the
Oh
circlet.
my goodness!
This is just pretty, but it also changes your eyes. So you won't have the.
Do I wear it?
Yeah, it's like a wire circlet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It fits your aesthetic, your motif.
Somewhere. I was about to say. Okay. All right.
And it makes your eyes black.
Ooh.
Ain't it neat? It makes
it makes it like, again,
like the sclera.
Yeah, it's all black.
Yeah,
like it's like a demon from like Supernatural or something like that, where it's just solid black. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is something that you, for all intents and purposes, this circlet is when you attune to the circlet, it does that. But I'm not going to count it as a true attunement slot, against your 3. You'll have to take the hour to attune to it, and then as long as you are attuned to it, your eye, and you're wearing it, your eyes are black the whole time. If you take it off and de-attune, then your eyes go back to normal.
Okay, I see. Okay, well now that I am spiffy as fuck, Ozzy, does this pretty lady have a name?
Her name is Natasha.
Do you talk to this Natasha?
Mm, No.
Why
really.
not?
Well, I am. You know me. I'm
No.
a book nerd.
She too looks to be this kind of book nerd.
It's a little different.
Is it?
What's
Do you
different
want
about
me to talk to her?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh,
could talk to her
come
together.
on. I could go tell her
Oh,
what a
God.
great smashing book nerd you are.
Oh
Yes.
God. I
You
mean,
tell her about your escapades?
Oh, your wizard escapades.
thinking logically, there's not really much I can do to stop you. So, I mean,
I just say you seem to be flustered by her presence. Sometimes when you how you say let the tension out, this goes way. So I was just trying to, help.
Justice.
Love justice.
Justice.
I can also just, not say anything and just
We could do our dance routine.
Oh, Ozzy, you must ask her to dance. You must ask her to dance.
now?
Yes.
No, now's not a good idea. We should be more incognito, I guess, not draw so much attention. I say we could ask her on dance date later.
Well, I would assume that we're going to be in Waterdeep for the evening.
Oh,
We all
could
dance all
invite-
the time anyways.
Are you going to invite her to come drink with us?
Yes,
Sure.
you should do that. I walk over to
I'll
her.
do that.
Vannon walks over to her.
Of course he does.
Oh,
Of course.
Vanan.
Oh God.
Yes. And she kind of like looks up as you walk over.
I'm like leaning on the counter with my cat
Yep.
and a ball of vines on my head.
And she's like taken aback for a second as she sees this.
And I'm like, hello, my name is Vannon. I take out a maple candy and I put it on the counter. And I'm like, this is a maple candy. This is an offering of friendship. Aside from that, you seem pretty chill. You want to go drinking with us later?
She just like looks at like Igni waving and sweaty, and like she's got her book and like she's got the book like open, and as Igni is pointing and gesturing, she's like
And I'm like, oh, I've seen Ozzy read that book.
and she's just like and she seems like flustered because it was like, okay, want to come drinking with us, but now they're like, he likes you, like pointing and gesturing at him.
But
And then,
also,
like,
you
Lilith
seem
is just
really
like
cool.
in the corner, like in the shadow. Justice. Also, though, she's been bonding with Gremlin like hardcore, like
Yeah.
spending a lot of time with
In the
Gremlin.
corner.
Yeah, because he's not supposed to be inside.
Oh, and then I go, he did the hard work for you. Go. And I push Ozzy like straight up to the counter. Get up there.
And she's like,
Oh, hey,
I drink.
You drink?
I do.
And I
You
grab
want
Vanan
to
and
drink
pull
with
him
us?
back. I grab Vanan. Now that Ozzy's there, I grab him. I'm just like, shh.
Okay, I get it.
What are you reading?
Oh, what? Oh, Jesus Christ! Now I gotta come up with a book. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know wizard books.
Oh, jeez. Hang on. I did not anticipate this going anywhere.
Okay, I'm making it up.
I'm just trying to
She's
get
reading. She's reading the book When Tusks Aren't Enough. It's a orc sex novel.
No, I'm not
Like a
gonna make
romantic
her.
novel.
Someone's been
When
watching
No,
Tusks
it's
Tusks Aren't
definitely some
Enough.
arcane like literature.
Yes. Why does
regarding, like,
everybody?
heroes of some
Too many
spell.
people have been
Romantic
watching.
novel.
Everybody's watching too much Critical Role lately, and there's
Yeah.
too much smut books floating around.
Oh,
in
is that a
Dun-
thing?
That
I'm
was-
not caught up on the news.
There was
season.
actually one called Tusk Love, which was
Oh,
funny
really?
that you mentioned that.
I would assume she's reading some sort of theorem on like a spell or something like that.
Yeah, let me get you a book here. I'm into something. Here.
Ted's in it to win it.
Yeah, I will get you.
If we're gonna pick up Ted on stream,
Diaries.
the Wizard Diaries.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. Let's see. We want an arcane book.
Oh, Ozzy, have you ever written a book? Have you ever written your writings into book form? Maybe she's reading your book.
I've been working on a book this entire time.
This
Halfling's Tale of Love, Sex, and Size Differences.
You guys are the worst. I mean, the best, but also the worst.
That's a good one.
Oh god, I have all of these things, and I'm just trying to find like a good.
Axel has some good suggestions.
Nope. See, because like I'm looking through my list of books, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's a smut book too." God damn it.
So that flame a guide to cantrips.
Let's just go with. I have this one that I picked up here. That is literally. And I lost it again. This is, see, because I'm gonna say like these ones are good arcane ones, but if I say it, then the chat and everybody here
It's
is
immediately
just
gonna get
be
ruined, so it doesn't matter what you pick.
Yeah, no matter what you say, it's gonna get punned up, so to speak.
Okay, let's go with because I'm like looking at it, and like that's a funny one too, but then the chat's gonna be like, no, let's make an innuendo
Ted,
out of
you
that.
should know we are going to skew anything that you put out there, unless it's a reference manual.
You have no chance.
You have
All
no
right.
chance, Ted.
She is reading a book that I'm just by. This is Eyes of Newts is the title of this book by Auntie Agatha Toestealer. This is a book about polymorphing and the magic of hags.
Now she's eyeing your newt.
Listen, I was looking through it and I was like, oh, Tome of Wand Maintenance. They're going to make a penis joke.
Immediately.
Immediately. Gotta maintenance that wand on a regular basis.
See, exactly why I stopped there.
First, you must apply the wax to the shaft.
I should have just made it like, oh, it's a book about cobbling and how to make shoes. Her secret passion.
Her secret passion, shoemaking. And I keep like, go on, good job. I'm like, yes, good job.
How are you enjoying that book? What are you learning about polymorph and all that?
Certain. It turns out hags polymorph people into frogs, so they're easier to maintain, and then they apparently grind their bones into make cakes and pies, which is terrifying.
That sounds awful.
Yes. I'm questioning my choice of literature.
Oh well. If you do decide to come out with us, I can definitely give you a few choice reads for the future.
And she's like, that sounds nice.
Perfect. Great. We will be. Where are we going? I turn to everybody.
I come up and I say, we are so new to town. What is nearby tavern? Where do you like to drink?
She says, I like to drink, but I don't ever go out because I mostly just read books.
Well, tonight we are going to put the books down. We are going to get drinks. We talk about polymorphing or however these you do it. Yeah. There's got to be one around the corner, yes?
I mean, probably.
Ozzy, you went to school here, yeah?
Yes.
Didn't you drink in school like everybody else drinks in school?
No.
Well...
Exactly what I was anticipating.
Well, is there anybody around I can ask where to get a drink in these parts?
Probably not the Wizard Tower is a good place to find out. And as this whole thing is going
Lilith
on,
would know.
Lilith is shaking her head and she's just like, injustice.
She lives here.
No, we are wingmanging. This is the most justice can be done for friends.
Yes.
That's questionable.
Because you haven't had your wand waxed in a while.
She goes, I don't have a... Do you have a wand, Igni?
Wouldn't you like to know?
She says, actually, I'm kind of curious then.
I'm not talking to the scary person in the corner anymore. I just want a drink, goddammit. There has to be... You know what? I bet you if you come out of this door and you go right and we go right, the first tavern you come across is where we will be. Better yet, Ozzy will come pick you up and walk you the whole way there, won't you, Ozzy?
Sure.
Oh, all right. Sure.
Oh, is that a yes?
Yes.
Oh, great. We'll be back.
And she says, what time?
Oh,
When do you get off work?
good question.
5 o'clock.
6 o'clock then.
All right. And yeah, she smiles and then goes back to her book. In a true socially awkward fashion. Like, you're all still there, and she's just like, all right, 6 o'clock. And then just goes back to reading.
Cool.
I can't handle it. It's so fucking cute. Wizard love. My two crickets are actively brushing each other's legs on my shoulder.
Vanan is writing fan fiction right now.
So, do you guys leave, I take it?
Wizard,
Yeah.
are we done in this here tower?
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
you
I'm thinking
guys
anything else.
leave. You guys exit out. And as you're walking, it's probably like midday-ish, maybe even early afternoon, after all the craziness has happened. And as you guys are like, oh, where are we going to go and all this, a sudden shift in the wind brings with it a strange sense of unease. The feeling is akin to the drop in air pressure before the approach of a deadly storm, or faint tremors felt from a landslide or earthquake far away. You're not the only ones who have noticed this. The city around you goes unnaturally quiet. No dogs bark, no birds squawk, even the street vendors have gone silent. And then, shortly after that, things start to return to some normalcy. People return, start talking. But it was very uneasy. A large something happened. It was very strange.
Was it like a physical shake of the ground, like an earthquake?
You didn't feel it, but it felt like just like some sort of disturbance. You note the Tressim, let's see, Gremlin wasn't affected because Gremlin is from another plane of existence. The crickets, they all seem on edge, as though something is off. Something is on, and your pseudo dragon seems, even though it's new to you and it has had some time to bond with you, it seems compelled, as almost if being pulled away, like it's being called somewhere. But it's conflicted on what's going on.
Can I like potentially see like where it's looking right now?
From here, it would be to the east.
To the east?
So back to the Desserin Valley.
In that direction.
I'm assuming there's stuff in the way to the east. Like,
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not like, I mean, there's the whole town.
Okay.
And everything.
Yeah. I just meant like in the general direction of it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Blackstaff Tower go like high above like the city where you could get like a view of stuff?
You could, yeah.
All right. I'm going to tell everybody, hold on 1 minute here for a second. I would like to run back in Blackstaff Tower really quick, avoid eye contact with Natasha,
Sure.
and then run upstairs to a point where I could see over the city.
Yeah,
you
you
like
do.
to take out my spyglass.
Okay.
And use its ability to see how far I can see.
Okay, you're just looking in the east.
Yeah.
As far as you can see here, pull up a map real quick. You don't see anything Sorry, I'm getting texts at the same time that are throwing me off by people that are also in the chat. So let me just pull up the map. So you're looking out to the east, and you're just it's okay, Celeste. It's fine. It's Celeste.
She's excited.
Spoiler alert. So as you look out towards, let me open up like the actual high res map. To the east of Waterdeep. It's hard to say because like you're just looking as far as it will let you see, which is how many miles? Do you remember?
Hold on. It's 1d10 times 1d4 miles away.
Okay. So let's do that.
1d4 and 1d10. Where's my d10? There it is. I got 4 times 1, so 4 miles.
Oh, okay. That is not a very far distance.
No.
You don't see. You see the same like. You see basically dogs. Like anything out in the wild that you see, things are skittish. You also noticed in the streets that rats were traveling in packs, like large packs, and not afraid of humans. In the streets.
That's not good.
You see that any like wild horses or people on horses are skittish. Gremlin again not affected because not technically of this plane and a fey creature. Cats seem to be acting weird. Just it seems whatever this disturbance was, you know that animals, as a general thing, animals seem to be more in tune to things in the natural world. So the thing that seems to be the most affected directly by it is your pseudo dragon.
But everything has seemed to like calm.
Yeah, for the moment.
I think it's Tiamat.
Yes, that's totally what it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Tiamat just popped up.
Everybody's.
That's what we're playing, right? That's the module we're playing.
Yeah, that's what this is, right?
Did you haven't come back down,
totally.
right, Ozzy?
Totally, Princess of the
I'm
Apocalypse.
working my way back down, but I'm still like working my way down, I would assume.
Is there anybody on street I can stop and chat with while he goes and runs upstairs?
Yeah, I mean it's Waterdeep. So
I just
sure.
want to stop him.
Nobody is paying attention to Vanan. Can I go to the magic shop? And
Absolutely.
And items. Can I pull 10 items from the random?
Yeah, you certainly can. Go ahead and
Are you 50 more gold pieces?
go ahead and roll me 10 percentiles.
You guys stop paying attention to Vanan. Vanan will wander off.
Did you want me to tell you any of
put a
the other
leash on him.
items that were in there?
What?
Remind you what the other items were that were in there?
I mean, I guess you can. I don't remember.
All right, well, you pulled 10 things, so let's roll the percentiles and see what you get.
41.
Okay. You get a vial of black liquid.
Okay.
Okay, what else?
99.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
A set of weird butterfly wings in a jar.
99 again.
2 sets of butterfly wings in a jar.
Okay.
95.
Jesus. A thick book. A book bound in really thick hide.
That's 4.
That's 4, yeah.
73.
A carved claw talisman.
77.
A hollow stick.
21.
21.
7.
A flag. Yep.
There's just 2 more.
Okay.
84.
A fork.
And that's the last one. 4.
Oh wow! All right, we're all over the spectrum.
No.
A tiny bottle with a plant inside.
Can I ask him what all of these items do?
You absolutely can. The tiny bottle with the plant inside. It is just a tiny bottle with a plant inside that requires no care whatsoever. It just is self-sustaining.
Okay.
The flag, if you attune to it, it changes to look like the flag of whatever area you're in.
Okay.
So it's a flag of whatever the area is. The black liquid, that is a vial of poison that isn't poisonous to the person attuned to it, but it's poisonous to everyone else.
Ooh, that's actually kind of useful.
Yeah, that is.
The carved claw talisman is basically it's basically like a keychain essentially.
Okay.
The little hollow stick, shaking it sounds like quiet sounding thunder. The fork is a vulture fork. It allows you to eat if you're attuned to it, you can eat carrion and not get sick. So it still gives you the nutritional value. It still tastes like shit, but you can eat it and not get sick.
Gross.
That's 6? So
I think so. The book, anything written in the book animals can read.
oh, what?
Yes.
Book of Animals. I'm gonna write it down like that.
The sets of butterfly wings are actually pixie wings in a jar. Butterflies are attracted to the area where those pixie wings are contained.
Yeah. Wait, they're just like pixie wings?
Pixie wings in a jar, yeah. That was 2 of them. And what else did I miss?
There was a hollow stick.
The stick makes quiet thunder.
Oh, right.
Did you get the talisman?
I did. That was basically
Flag.
carved claw. It can crush paper, drag itself around, or hold onto keys.
Gross.
That's only 9.
We got that, the fork, the tiny bottle
Good.
with the plant inside,
Yep.
Yeah, that just
I
does.
got that.
and the flag.
So I need to do it one more time.
I guess so. Then yeah.
That is 69.
How apropos.
There it is.
This is a comb. Sea creatures are less hostile towards the bearer of this pearly comb.
Oh, it's a comb?
Yeah, like for your hair.
Dope.
Alright.
Yep. Vanan will leave now.
Yeah. The only other stuff he had on display that was more out in the open was, again, there was the beads, cloak.
What was the hat? Oh, I was actually interested in the hats.
Okay. There is 2 hats. There is the Hat of Vermin. Oh, God, why did I even bring this up? Has 3 charges. While holding the hat, you can use an action to pull from the hat a bat, a frog, or a rat. It is. It does. You don't have control over it. It just. That's what it does.
Wait.
It's not friendly or hostile towards you. It behaves as an ordinary creature and then disappears after an hour.
So it's a
How
magic
much
hat.
is this?
This is 70 gold pieces.
That's 70 gold pieces?
Yeah.
You've already spent 50 on a bunch of junk. I just wanted to put that out there to you.
You're right. Okay.
And the other hat is an antiquated cone-shaped hat adorned with gold crescent moons and stars. It does actually require attunement, only attuned by a wizard. The wizard can use it as a spellcasting focus for their wizard spells. And you can try to cast a wizard cantrip from the hat once a long rest that you don't know. That's part of the wizard spell list by making a DC 10 Arcana check. If the check succeeds, you cast the spell. If it fails, then you don't cast the spell. It allows you to cast a spell once a day off the wizard spell list that you don't have.
All right. I don't care about that.
Yep. There was the signal horn, a lock, a key.
The key, actually, I was interested in as well.
This is a mystery key with a question mark on the head. It has a 5% chance of opening any lock, but once it's used, it disappears.
How much? How much is this key?
30 gold pieces.
All right. No. Vanan feels bad about spending so much money in the first place.
No,
was
he doesn't.
a pipe. A pipe.
He's afraid. He's afraid of how angry Igny's gonna
A pipe. A couple of staffs. tankard, and one singular arrow, and a couple of wands.
Yeah, I'll leave everything.
Okay.
Here. I won't buy anything else. That's
Okay.
okay.
All right. Then with that, you return with all of your trinkets.
Yes.
As Ozzy descends from the tower, tells you that he didn't really tell you. You
Okay.
tell them what you see.
I'm like, Ozzy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do want to
book
talk
is
to somebody
amazing.
on the street. Damn it!
Yes. What would you
Yeah.
like to say
And read it.
to someone on the street?
Yes, I would. I would
Yeah.
like to just stop somebody, an adult, ideally.
Yes. What would you like to say?
A normal person. Excuse me. Does that happen frequently? You know, the silence.
He goes, "No, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. That was real weird. But it seems like it's over now." And he just
Right.
is like, "Bye," and walks away.
Okay. Ozzy, what did your wizard eye see?
Any and all of the animals that I saw when I was looking out of the spyglass, they're all spooked.
Spooked. And
Yes.
since Chelsea had to run and turn the TV off that turned on randomly in the background, what did I miss that actually happened off in the distance?
Just animals seem like perturbed by it.
Yeah, but I missed something. It was like a hush, and then there was a thing that I missed.
Oh.
And then Ozzy went to the top.
There was no dogs bark, no birds squawk. Street vendors have gone silent. Other people seem to have noticed it. The city
Okay.
goes quiet.
Got that.
That's
That's it?
pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I did get it. Okay.
Yep.
Is there anything to roll to gain insight on that? Of like what would have caused it?
You
a bare
have
mi-
no idea.
No idea.
Mm.
Well, I am clueless. I say we get a drink, we get you a date,
Sure.
and then
All right. Well, we can do that and bring this stream to a close because we've gone a little bit over.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I don't know if you were here for wanton murder of sleeping enemies, but today you got a shopping episode.
That's right. We went shopping.
Shopping spree.
Yes. Some magic items were presented. Some magic items were purchased. Some trinkets. Many of them were purchased.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I need to update that.
So, thank you so much for watching, especially for everybody
Yes.
who hung around to the end. We greatly appreciate it. We will be back. I will be back, rather, tomorrow night with Evil Game, which will be playing the third episode of our Evil campaign. Hopefully, I'll hit level 3 so that I can learn Knock to steal the stuff from the mayor's vault. And not tell the rest of the party because #evil. But yeah, we'll see where we are. Also, we're gonna be doing our drinking game tomorrow, and everybody's gonna get shithoused on the stream. So we've all taken off work. Everybody's crashing. It's gonna be bananas. Last time it happened, Jake passed out in one of the chairs over there. It's gonna be interesting because last time Sean was the DM, and Sean, drunken DMing, just gives out magic items. And skipped one of the coolest, most interesting, only dungeon part of Out of the Abyss that we hadn't done. He just was like, "Nah, it's too complicated," and just skipped it. And then it was just like, and also everybody gets magic items that he regretted giving to us the second he gave it. Like the next session, he's like, fuck, I'm not gonna take him away, but that was dumb. So we're gonna see what Jake is like as a drunk DM. So that should be fun. So that'll be tomorrow, starting at 8:30. We're gonna start the stream at 8:30. Whether we're actually here playing or not, well, that remains to be seen. But stream will be up at 8:30, and I will try to like I did today. I will try to rebroadcast the last episode beforehand, so if you missed out, you can catch the last episode. So, but before we cut us off for the night, Chelsea, why don't you tell us who you are and where people can find you?
Oh yeah. You can find me online. I'm little_red_dot, pretty much all the places. I just launched a Discord chat, so if you want to chat stupid, random, crazy things, if you're a lady out there, I have a cool channel called Womansplaining that has kind of taken off inside the Discord that's all about chatting. Places you can bitch or congratulate the situations that you get in as a woman in tabletop role playing. So come over, chat. It's cool. If you can't find me there, you can find me at North by Northquest, which is a podcast I help produce. Every Thursday, I'm over on Encounter Roleplay's channel running their viewer game. Every Saturday, I'm over on Wizard of the Coast channel playing through Learn by Play. And every other Monday, I'm here. So lots of D&D. You can always check my Twitter for my schedule.
Can you link your Discord in
I
the
sure
chat
can.
here?
I
will add it to. I will put this up here, which has her Twitter and a handful of things. I will add your Discord to that as well. Bucky, what about you?
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Bucky_Masters. Normally, I play Vendalar Greymeyer on the Taking Initiative podcast. You can find Taking Initiative on iTunes, on pretty much any podcast app you can find. You can find our Twitter at TI_pod. And we are part of the Spark Network, which if you go to thespark.network, you can learn more about it and all of the other shows that we have on our network as well.
Okay. And before he falls asleep, what about Davis? Unless he is asleep.
I'm not asleep. I'm on my well, I'm like actually have my shit together today. So.
All right. Hey. Well, let's hear it. Where can we find you, my friend?
Hello, everybody. You can find me at Dank Dungeons. We got YouTube, Dank Dungeons TV. We also got a Twitter, it's Dank Dungeons TV. And we have Facebook. It's Dank Dungeons TV. It's pretty easy to find us for all those places. Season 2 is all the way up now. It has been for a while, I guess. I've said that at the end of every episode.
You have.
Wow. But we're trying to figure out how we're gonna do season 3. It might be wild, might be wonky, might have the return of our original DM, which is pretty exciting. We also just recently launched Patreon. So that's a place where you can find all of our links. You can get to any one of us, any one of the players, and or shows. That's me.
Okay. And if you guys missed a while back, Lex ran a super awesome game of Dungeon Crawl Classic that I participated in. Him and I are in discussion. I have to get back to him. I know he's in the chat. I have to get back to you. Work has been crazy, but it's eased up now. We're looking to try to schedule some more of that stuff, hopefully sometime in April, for more interesting things. So unfortunately, you got to see a certain portrayal of Lilith. But normally, when she is here, Brittany plays Lilith. But, you know, real life obviously takes precedent, and taking care of significant others is a huge thing. So she was not with us tonight, but Lilith is typically played by Brittany. You can follow her from the links in the chat there at Visual Warlock on Twitter. And she's part of the Venture Maidens podcast, which is, again, at Venture Maidens. They are going to be breaking out, from what I hear, on the inside. They currently stream on Don't Split the Podcast. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the future, what's going on there. And if you like the Venture Maidens and want to see their DM Celeste play on my channel, next Monday you can see her resume her role as Leo the Lion, who they just the first episode just aired. It was shorter because I ended the stream to go puke my guts out, so that was fun. But yeah, that is something that's awesome. Also, thank you all of the raiders who came in from Dumpstat Charisma at the end, right as we're doing our countdown towards the end of the game. But thank you so much to everybody here. Oh my god, look at all these guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for the raid.
Hi, people.
Welcome.
Bye.
Welcome to the end, you guys. Oh, thank you, though. I know you guys missed an episode full of shopping and trinkets and an awkward wizard date.
We set Ozzy up on a date? Yeah.
Hey, guys, we super appreciate it anyway.
Yeah, so much. Thank you.
This is awesome. So, you know, again, like I said, I'm here tomorrow with our drunken evil game, and then Wednesday we'll be finally returning to It Builds character, where I will be building a 20th level character is the build, but the suggestion was that they need to have at least one level in every class, which is awful for optimization character-wise, especially because we're using standard array stats, and you need to have 13 in all the given stats to be able to multiclass. So who should we raid next? Because they're saying
saving throw is online.
saving throw. Let's go look up.
What else do I have?
Who's on the Dungeons and Dragons channel that we can go throw a raid to at the moment.
Who's there? Who are they streaming?
Anybody got any?
Yeah. Saving throw is up. Hyper RPG's up. Let's see what else. Everybody else is like not. Everybody's streaming this late, Tim.
I know.
It looks like somebody's getting ready to go over on Exploding Dice. Dark Spring starts and looks like their countdown's in 20 minutes.
Okay. I was gonna say that's awful late. I didn't realize they were going so late.
Me neither, unless they're doing a rebroadcast or something.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe.
Like I look and I'm like, oh, Dumpstat Charisma. Wait a minute, they're here.
You wait a second, JK. Yeah.
Hey, I feel like it was a trap. I feel like that magic shop having a random item was a trap.
Was that the trap?
I feel like that was a trap.
You know what? Dungeons and Dumbasses, a Tomb of Annihilation on temporary. It's temporary reality. Right?
Are we gonna raid someone now?
We're gonna go raid. We got a raid. Let's go raid the raid.
So we're gonna go raid.
We're passing the raid on.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So that is the chat. I forget. There's a way to set up raids in Twitch, and I forget how to do it now because I'm awful at it. Since they changed all the new raid situations.
Oh.
You know, I used to.
There it is. Go raid them.
Yeah, we should do that. I think I have a raid assist here in the chat, but. Oh,
it's raid in their name.
Yeah, is that what it is?
That's what. Yeah, that's what it says. Hashtag
raid /raid, and then.
So it's just like hosting.
So let's try /raid, and then let's try it. Let's see if
reality.
It works.
There it is.
Bam.
Now.
Okay, bye.
What popped? Yeah. Okay, so it is rating.
Happy rating.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Thank you guys so much. We hope to catch you guys on one of our other streams, and we'll be sure to add you guys to our auto host because I don't think I did, and I feel bad about that.
Oh, I don't think we're live anymore.
We should still be.
You can still auto host.
I have a black screen.
Well, anyway, guys, we're jumping off. Thank you so much.
Oh no, we weren't. We're still live.
There it is.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Cool cats. We did the thing.